We'd like to call the Plaquemine Parish Council meeting to order. We're going to have the prayer by Councilman Champagne and the pledge by Councilman Schultz. I'm sorry, roll call first.
Water. Mr. Champagne. Oh.
Patty. All 9 councilmen present.
We take this moment to acknowledge Almighty God and thank Him for our bountiful blessings, especially for the parish's natural resources. We give thanks to God for our brave and courageous men and women in our military who daily risk their lives to protect our precious freedom, and we pray for our world leaders to know how to obtain world peace. We pray for this government body, comprised of both council and administration, will always serve our parish with honesty, humility, and equality to all. And as this government body gathers here today, we pray for the wisdom to know right from wrong and the courage to do that which is right. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, council members, for the prayer and the pledge. There's no executive session. Am I correct by that? Proclamation. At this time, we're going to have the administration update, and we're honored to have in our president a legendary senator with us. And I don't know if Mr. Hinckley, you want to introduce him, however, but we'll turn it over to you.
Well, we do have Senator Pat Connick in the audience here today, and I think he's got some information that he wants to share with us on the past legislative session and also some different projects that we have with CPRA. So right now, I guess we want to call him up now.
It's up to you.
Yeah.
However you want to do.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that, and that way he can move on. I'm sure he's a busy man. So, Senator?
Thank you, Mr. President and Chairman and council members. I don't know if everybody considers me honorable, but I'm here. I'm happy to come in front of you today to report what transpired in Baton Rouge over the last legislative session. I can't thank Representative Breaux for his work. He's a young, smart, intelligent man up there. He's well-liked, and he has a great future. And to have him as a partner in the House is something that has paid dividends for the parish. And I'm here to report with his work and with the work of Senator Carter, a few of the projects that in appropriations that we were able to bring back home for the Plaquemine Parish this past session. We handed out some of the things to you for look at, and I just want to go through a few. We've gotten $7.5 million for Highway 23 overlay. We have a $2 million cash for a public safety answering point complex that I think is needed in the parish, and there's another ask for $2 million next year. We've got $250,000 for the Belle Chase Water Treatment Plant Facility in Priority 2. Everything in Priority 2 this year will be funded, so that's a good place to be. We have another $250,000 for water tower repairs, planning and construction. Representative Breaux got $600,000 additional overlay for Highway 23, and we got $1 million emergency repair work for the Highway 23 culverts that's in the lower end of the parish that everyone's aware of. DOTD has been made aware of the issues and the seriousness of the problems, and they promised to get on it, so we got to hold their feet to the fire, and we will. We got $100,000 cash for Jesuit Bend park improvements, and $100,000 cash for the Plaquemine Sheriff's Office that Senator Carter was able to pull for them, and another $50,000 for Oakdale Senior Citizens Center. I also want to let y'all know that we met up there with President Hinckley on numerous occasions, and you, council members, on numerous occasions in Baton Rouge, like never before. We got in front of the administration, and we were able to get things done. At one meeting, President Hinckley made the comment, we need more cuts on Highway 23 to Cameron Henry, and the Secretary of DOTD. So those cuts went from 4 cuts a year to 10 cuts a year on Highway 23, and hopefully they made a difference in the parish. I'm also pleased to report, I'm on the Port Commission that the governor appointed, where all these ports on the lower Mississippi are consolidated and working together instead of working against each other. One of the things I pushed to get on the a resolution done is to make sure that a second bridge into Plaquemines Parish was one of the critical infrastructure needs that we need. And I'm happy to report that we're number 2 on that. The first is the Port of New Orleans is number 1. Number 2 is Plaquemines Parish, a second bridge. That's a $250 million project that would go from Peters Road and also go to the West Bank Expressway to have that corridor constructed. So we had a WBIA meeting this past week, and Senator Cassidy was there, and we mentioned to him that this is needed, and we need to get him to commit, and I think it's on his radar now that if there's another major infrastructure project coming out of Washington, D.C., we will be in the mix, so that's good news. Also, there's one bill that was pushed, House Bill 141, that allows Plaquemines Parish to establish a public benefits corporation, which before you had to have a parish over 150,000 in population. That was changed. That's just another economic tool that other parishes use, and not to say that you would use it or have a need to use it, but it's there if y'all want to use it. So that's a good thing. The other thing I want to list is the CPRA projects. This is not etched in stone. It's part of the annual plan. With the diversion being canceled, it's going to free up a lot of money. This came from Commissioner Gordy Dove with CPRA last week. He's given it to me. And this is this list here. And if you noticed, Lafourche Parish is loaded up. But also Plaquemines is getting some issues, some things too. The Barrett area, Plaquemines Parish, long distance pipeline, settlement, Myrtle Grove to Lafitte area, and Marsh Creation Land Bridge. That's phase 2. And you got the Barrett area Land Bridge, which is 23.5 miles, 6,800 acres of new land that is it's under design, but it's going to be funded, hopefully, with the money that was been diverted from the diversion. So this is a work in progress. I have a meeting next week in Baton Rouge with CPRA. If there are any projects, coastal projects that are needed, just now's the time to speak. Also, the Empire Lock System in Plaquemines Parish is getting some funding. So I'm here to, and I want to go back to the assistance I had with Rep. Bro. He can't be here because his son has his first tackle football game. So it's understandable, and Senator Carter. We work as a team with the administration and with the council. I know we don't agree on everything, but I think we all agree that we can do better. What we need to do for Plaquemines Parish. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Yes. Go ahead.
Oh, that was an accident.
You want Mitch to go?
Yeah, please. My paper hit the.
Thanks for coming, Senator Connick. And, we get back to Highway 23. I'm going to move my District 8 update up on this because it was on there to discuss Highway 23. We know the part that's going to get funded right now, but really Highway 23 nowadays all the way from Russell Drive all the way to Venice. A lot of it's getting in deplorable condition. And I appreciate y'all jumping on, but these pothole situations right south of the high school, it's only a matter of days possibly before the northbound lane becomes impassable. Councilmember Konovich knows that he sees it all the time, but it's fixing to be a major pothole in the left-hand lane. The right-hand lane's already closed. And I know y'all expediting to get there, and you told me like $250,000 a culvert, and y'all got the money, getting the money ready to go. But I do want to, hopefully, as soon as we can start working on from where Highway 23 project's going to end, which I think is going to be right around Highway 11 in Jesuit Bend. You go below that, you got to ride the left-hand lane because of the right-hand lane's got a lot of dips and bumps, and once you get down in below Port Sulphur, when you get back to the 4-lane, where it opens up back right past south of Patty Vote, it's like a roller coaster, major roller coaster ride there as well. But they do come out when we make the complaints. And they do come out and they try to repair them the best they can. Sometimes they do a decent job. Sometimes, they do the best they can what they got. But I want to keep them to the fire on all of these issues because, we can't be the forgotten people down. The further down you go, if they do from Russell Drive to Highway 11 and Jesuit Bend, remember, you got a lot more highway left of Highway 20 State Highway. So keep up the good work and let's see if we can get some funding available to try to get it all done. Thank you.
And let me tell you this, we have passed legislation this year with the Governor Landry's backing to revamp DOTD. And that has passed with flying colors. We got to cut through the red tape. We got to just if there's a project, a need, let's get it done. And each district has gotten extra $7 million for projects in the area. District 2, which we're in, I was able to direct the lion's share to Plaquemines Parish. So that's going to help out. But yes, they can't just promise you we're going to do it. We've got to make sure they do it. And to make that happen is the phone calls, the meetings, the pressure for DOTD to act. And I think we have the willpower to make that happen.
Mr. Newsom?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, Senator, a lot of great stuff here. I know, spent a lot of time in Baton Rouge with you guys when CPRA was going through all this stuff, and it was their master plan is right at $2 billion. So there's a lot of good things going on with CPRA throughout the whole, and that's throughout the whole state, including Plaquemines Parish. So that's some great things. Only one thing on here, and Keith, I guess that's with us, Senator. The 50, that's not Oakdale. That's going to be Oakville. Oakville.
Okay.
So it's correct. That's just Oakville. Myself and Mr. Juris just split that. I have one side, the highway, and Mr. Juris has the other. So that is Oakville. So just for clarification.
And that's a direct appropriation by Senator Carter.
Yes, sir. Tell him thank you when you see him. We
right.
appreciate it.
Oakdale's in Tarrytown area, but
Oakdale Playground.
Jefferson Parish, forgive me. All right. Guys, it's great to be in Plaquemines Parish. We're going to keep working. If y'all need anything, call and reach out to me. President Hinckley, thank you for what you do.
I'm up now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm up now. I wanted to thank.
We're finished. I'm sorry.
I wanted to thank you for the work that you've been doing, and I have a clarification. I was trying to catch on to what Mr. Jurisic was saying. For how long of a stretch will we be overlaying Highway 23? Do you know how many miles?
There was some discussion to take place during over at night. But I think with the LNG plant slowing down, I think Representative Breaux is pushing to have it done during the daytime hours if it doesn't affect the traffic, but that remains to be seen.
Do we know about how many miles?
It's basically from Russell Drive to where Highway 11 comes out in Jesuit Bend.
Yeah. It's a stretch.
Okay, good.
It's a stretch.
Thank you.
Mr. LaFrance?
Yes, the project that you have listed with CPRE, Barataria Land Bridge, and from Myrtle Grove, and
Empire?
do we have the plans for that? Exactly how it looks?
I don't have them. This is the list that CPRA just put out for discussion. And we'll ask for them so you can see them.
Yeah, I would like for CPRE to give all of us a set of plans so we can look at it.
Right.
It's in design and engineering phase right now, so they're just designing it for us.
Okay, whenever it's finished, I appreciate to have a copy.
Right. Councilman LaFrance, if you have a number, call me and I'll make sure I'll put you in contact with the folks with CPRA you can eliminate the middleman and go directly to them.
Good, thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Thank you. I don't know if the administration have.
I just want to thank you, Senator. It was a pleasure with you this year's session and all. It kind of got brutal there from time to time, but at the end of the day.
It happens.
Yeah.
Dealing with
At
Mitch.
the end of the day, we were very successful, and I appreciate you, Jacob, and Senator Carter up there for what you guys do.
Thank you, guys. I got a great parish, and I'm happy to do my best to represent y'all.
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you for taking time out to come here.
All right. Y'all take care. Thank you.
I didn't need one.
I mean, let bitch wear a jacket. That's a big improvement.
Mr. Chair, On the president's report, I'm just going to limit it to,
Can we hear the president, please?
okay. I was approached by Councilman Gui just on some, was talking with Entergy this morning, and I'm just going to read a synopsis here of where we are and what their plans are here for their, like I said, I've been in contact with Entergy regarding parish-wide outages. They're compiling data on the number and causes of outages in the parish from 2023 to 2025, which should be available by this month, the 21st. Some outages are tied to Entergy's resiliency plan to strengthen infrastructure. Entergy notifies residents automated by a call. A lot of times it's 5 to 7 days before a scheduled outage. So residents should ensure that their contact information is up to date in their Entergy account. This information is essential for timely outage notifications. Entergy is also willing to attend a council meeting here in September to share an update on their resiliency efforts and present the data once received from their reliability team. So in September, I'll get with Ms. Toops, our office will get with Ms. Toops, and we'll schedule for Entergy to come in and to give us an update on where they are, where they were, where they are, where we are now. So, okay. What we may do, we may just wait. I guess we'll bring them in here when we have the meeting in Bell Chase. Yeah.
That's your full report.
Yeah, that's good for today.
Conover,
Mr. Chairman, can we move to 11B?
can we move to what?
11.
Okay. Okay. 11B. Yes.
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 Discussion by Carol Arsenault.
Rhonda Arsenault, Carol Arsenault, 142 Commodore Lane, Buras, Louisiana. This is my third time up here. I'm calling about the judgment between my husband and I with the parish council, or the parish in itself. This is going to be my last time coming up here and speaking about this because I done gave it to God. He's going to handle the rest. Okay? My story began in 2008. My husband fell in a culvert hole in Port Sulphur after a football game, a playoff game. Our lives had been turned upside down since then. Before all of this happened, my husband was working. He took care of his family. He didn't ask anybody for anything. He took care of us. It's going on 18 years now, and nothing has happened. You haven't fulfilled your legal judgment that y'all wanted to go to court for. Didn't want to settle, you wanted to go to court. We played y'all games. We was dealt the winning hand. But for somehow, you seem to think signing a ordinance for us to give up half of our winnings is the right thing to do. But it's not. Y'all, the negligence of the parish took away our livelihood. We're not asking for favors. We're not asking for special treatment. We just want you to do what's right. You wouldn't want your livelihoods taken away. My family, to this day, is struggling. Okay? It's not fun. This isn't fun. Every day is a struggle. But it's going to be okay. With or without y'all, we're going to make it. We are going to make it. But y'all have the opportunity to do what is right by us, by the law. I don't understand how you can just throw it away and like, oh, well, they didn't sign the ordinance, we just not going to pay them. No, that don't work that way. 18 years we've been doing this, 18 years. We can't even afford to pay our water bill. They shut our water off. How can I pay a water bill if you don't pay your bill? Pay us and I'll be glad to pay the water bill. I'm on disconnection notice for my light bill. There's only so many places I can go for help. I'm just asking y'all do the right thing and settle this. It's been going on too long. And the longer you procrastinate with it, the more money you're going to owe us because interest accumulates daily. You know, I wanted to work on y'all mind. I hope when y'all sleep at night, you think of us. Think of us. You know, this isn't we're not looking for a handout. We're not pretending we won the lotto. Because if this would have never happened, my husband would have still been taking care of us. And now he can't. What if you couldn't take care of your family? You know, all from an accident that was preventable, and that was the negligence of the parish. Look over it. You want us to give up half of our winnings, which is almost $500,000.
And all the interest.
$500,000, and it keeps accumulating daily. It's not right. It's not right. I'm not asking you to do me a favor, and I'm not asking for special treatment.
This is what is owed to me.
You know, enough's enough, y'all.
Like she said, y'all don't want
get to the
to
mic,
go
sir.
to court. Not
Come
us.
to the mic.
Get to the mic so we can hear you.
We wanted to settle. Parish didn't want to settle. It'll cost them way less money. They even half of what they owe me. We wanted to go to court, and we won. The judge granted us winnings. Never been paid. We've been suffering ever since. And when I mean suffering, wake up every morning wondering, oh, am I going to eat today? I don't have no money to get food. I don't have money to pay bills. I ain't have money to go to the doctor to do tests that I need on my heart because I have another valve blockage. But they can't do nothing until I find out what valve it is.
It's just,
But I don't have $180 to go get a test done.
and that's just point blank true, y'all. We're not sugarcoating anything. We're not
If you don't
asking for
believe me,
pity.
Call my heart doctor.
We're not asking for pity.
He's on my case now by going to see him. Well, what's the use of going to see him if I can't get the test done?
I just want y'all to relook at all of that and come to a decision and do what's right. Do what's humane. I mean, why if you for the people, be for the people. Don't be against it. You want what's owed to y'all. We want what's owed to us. Give us these few years left that we have, and to live. I mean, to live. We ain't been living. We've been getting by, if you call that getting by the grace of God and family. That's how we've been getting by. And like I said, this is our last time coming up here because this isn't taking no more of my energy. Okay? It's not. It's not going to take no more of my energy. It's not. I just want y'all to reconsider and do the right thing. That's it. Thank you.
No, don't go anywhere. Mr. Konovich, you have any comments about, because I heard you say you've been dealing with this for 18 years.
You what?
Your mic not on.
I don't know what else. You cut me off.
Well, Rennie, he said in the last council meeting I wasn't at that, yeah, we was looking for special treatment. And you said it. We can play it back on YouTube. Okay, we can play it back. We're not looking. I'm not lying, sir.
What you got against
You
them
can, no.
voting against the thing, you take it off.
I've never said a negative word about y'all in my entire life. I've never said a negative word about y'all in my entire life.
Yes, you did, sir.
I want to get back.
My dad was an addict. I'm very sensitive about addicts, and I don't accuse anyone of being an addict, period.
An
That's not my
addict?
nature. What'd you say?
I didn't say you was an addict.
What'd you say? You accuse me of saying what?
That we
They
were
were getting
looking for
special
special
treatment.
treatment.
And I've never said that either.
It's all on tape. It don't matter.
Well, I want to get ready to get back, because it all went back to Mr. Conovich, because my concern, I can't speak for all the council members on here, but I've only been here 3 years.
Mhm.
Been having 18 years.
18 years ago.
Before council, before us, here.
Linda Banter was the councilwoman.
I'm saying, and I know Mr. Conovich been on the council, this is his second term, so I don't know why, so that's why I asked him to speak on this matter, you know, in terms of what's his position, in terms of what's happening with this matter. And I didn't get the clarity of it, because it's here greening and everything. So you come back, Mr. Conovich, and tell us where you at on this matter, and
Well,
what's been done as a councilman.
I know a couple of years ago, the administration came to the council to pass that ordinance where we could offer the people half. The ones that we might have owed 20,000, we could offer them 10, and a lot of them agreed to the, but if you didn't want to agree to it, you didn't have to agree to it. But now we got to see what happens, what can we do now to change it where we could get back in the conversations with this people and maybe, you know, I don't know, the whole thing or 3/4 of the thing or what, you know, we need to do something.
I think you know that getting a hold is out. I mean, let's be very.
So I just want to explain for the council what happened. Just because allegations were made and, you know, I get thrown under the bus a lot. I'm the lawyer. I get it. I have nothing against these folks. They're lovely people. I'm just a lawyer. Okay? When Mr. Lapine came into office, we were being threatened by attorneys that we were randomly picking and choosing the people we wanted to pay judgments to, okay? And it came out in a deposition by a former parish attorney that, oh, Mr. Ballet's client maybe got paid because it was Mr. Ballet's client. I had never witnessed that my entire tenure here, but it was a serious allegation made. It was made during a deposition, and I advised the parish president at the time and the council, we need to do something about this. We need to come up with a process whereby it's open and fair to everybody, okay? I developed an ordinance, and I still have it on my files in my computer that I can show you all. And it was based off of what the New Orleans School Board did, whereby you could take a certain percentage of your judgment away, and it would basically be like a bid process. So they would appropriate $1 million, and you could say, well, look, I'll take 70%, I'll take 80%. That's what the New Orleans School Board did, okay? My ordinance was rejected by the council. Mr. Garrett worked with Mr. Roussel and other people and passed the ordinance that is on the books today, and it was voted unanimously by this council, including the 3 members who were on the council the previous time. So that ordinance was adopted unanimously, okay? And all the legal department does is implement the ordinance as written. And the ordinance says the parish shall cease appropriating funds for the payment of all final judgments for money damages against Plaquemines Parish government unless the appropriation is sufficient to pay 100% of the value of all outstanding final judgments in effect on the effective date of the appropriation. That's the law, okay? Now, you can enter the judgment protocol payment, and Ms. Arsenault's correct. It requires you to, basically, the judicial interest you're entitled to gets waived, and other issues get waived, and you accept 50% of your judgment. Rennie Burris didn't write that ordinance. That ordinance was passed by this council, and all I do is enforce it as written. And I never said Ms. Arsenault is looking for special treatment. What I said is that I, as a lawyer, get very concerned when we start picking and choosing who we're going to pay what, okay? Because as an attorney, as much as I care for these people, I have to look at the entire population. I have to look at all of the people affected. And they're not the only persons this parish owes money to. Another gentleman is sitting right here, Mr. Hinckley. So we owe money to multiple people. And as the attorney, it's my responsibility to advise this government that we treat people fairly across the board. And what I was concerned about was that we would pick and choose who we would want to pay. Not that they want special treatment, but that whatever the law is, it's applied equally to all the people who are in the same situation, in the same position. And that is still a legal concern of mine. I'm not going to deny it. Now, I'm not saying this council can never amend the judgment protocol in the future, okay? But you got to remember, since we've implemented this law, we have had more than a dozen people participate in the judgment protocol, and they took half. We may not like it. We may not say it's. Let me finish. We may not like it. We may not think it's fair, but that's the law as it currently stands on the books. Okay. Yes, sir.
If you, when the last time you sat down and made an offer to them, do you offer them the half? Did they agree to anything you said?
The half offer is available to everyone who's owed money through a judgment, period. Mr. and Mrs. Arsenault and anyone else who's received a judgment against this parish has that opportunity under the law. Not Rennie Burris trying to wheel and deal and negotiate.
My question is, did you offer them half?
They're entitled. Yes, under the law, they're entitled to half.
I'm saying, did you offer?
Met with them to offer it to them.
I've explained that multiple times to them. I've explained that multiple times to Mr. Kognovich. No, sir. That's what they're saying. They're saying they don't want to participate in the judgment protocol as it's currently written on the books. And that is their right. I'm not saying they have to or don't have to, and I'm not making a comment on whether or not that's the appropriate thing to do or not. I'm just letting you know what's on the books and what I'm charged as a parish attorney in enforcing.
Yes, that is right.
So, ma'am, he offered you half, and you say your position is y'all don't want half, y'all want the whole.
Exactly, because, can I explain why? Because our judgment is 1.2 million plus interest. No one has one that big. You can't tell me Hinckley has that one big. He's still working. Okay? He's not working. They don't owe Hinckley that much. We have more to lose than what a $20,000 judgment has. This has to be the rest of our life, just not a few years.
Then 18 years of owing people money that we have to pay back. By the time we pay them back, we'll be right back in the same boat we in now if we sign that paper.
Let me hear your
Dead broke.
Councilman.
Well, that's why we need to sit down and see if this council wants to change that ordinance. And because the last time I asked, I don't know, remember if it was you or Jacques, we only had a few left that wouldn't accept and what was told to me, if we change it, we setting ourselves up for lawsuits from the ones that did agree on it. Well, if that's the case, if I go buy a car today and tomorrow they say we're giving them away for free, can I go sue the car dealer because I had to pay for mine?
Well, it's a little different, sir. We're a governmental body, and the Equal Protection Clause applies to us, and it doesn't apply to car dealerships.
Well,
and so I'm just letting you know, we have to look a federal judge in the eye and say, we were not picking winners or losers. We were trying to be fair across the board to all of our citizens. And I don't know if we change the law, whether someone will sue or not. I don't know if we change the law, if they'll be successful or not. I don't know the answer to that. But it's my obligation to let you all know those are pitfalls and traps we face as a governmental body when we, aren't treating people across the board as fairly as we can. So I'll sit down and look, I would encourage Mr. Garrett to join in on this. He wrote the last ordinance, so he researched it. He's familiar with it. And, and if this council wants to take a different approach, that is on this council. I'm not, y'all adopt the laws, not me. And then everyone just needs to be aware of the potential fallout by doing that.
I don't understand how we can do that.
Hold on one second.
We've treated them all fairly as when we passed this ordinance. They all got treated the same. Some accepted, some didn't. So now if we change the law, that means we got to go back. We still treating them the same. The next law might not say they're getting 100%. It might say they're getting 75%. Who knows? But still, we've treated them the same the whole process through. Just because we keep we moved the goal line now.
Like I said, I'm willing to sit down with you all and sit down with Mr. Garrett, and we can go over this issue and take a look at it. And once again, I can't predict what the future holds or doesn't hold. I'm just letting you know, as a parish attorney, some of the concerns that I have. And it's my legal obligation, as a matter of fact, it's my duty under the rules of professional conduct to make sure you all are aware of that. It would be very easy for me to just keep my mouth shut and say nothing, and then we end up in a pitfall. We don't want to end up in that. So that's where I'm coming from, and that's what my position has been.
Well, let me get some clarity from what Mr. Conovich is saying. So, Mr. Conovich, the only thing you're right, the same that what we did by offering a half, we did it for everybody, so there was fairness. So you are saying that what the council offered these people was fair, that we wasn't treating them ill treatment by offering them the option of having half.
Everybody that we owed judgments to. We went to them with that ordinance saying, we'll pay half. And like I said, the ones that we owed 10,000, 20,000 up, I don't know how high it went, but they accepted it.
But I just want that because as a councilman for that district, I want this couple to understand that what the parish doing by offering them half is not unfair or unjust. That's what I want to make sure that's said here. But if you are making a conscious decision that you want the whole thing or nothing at all, is what I'm hearing. But we're taking a position that what they offer you is what they have offered there. I just want to get that clear, Ms. McCarthy.
And just so everyone else is clear too, it's not a one-time offer. It is the law on the books that is applicable every year. By a certain point at the end of the year, you have to submit your paperwork to Mr. Tuesday that the monies that you want to accept the deal. He gets with finance. Finance determines based off of the money available, do we have it to pay? And then we bring it to you all then appropriate the money. The last couple of judgments we have paid, we have appropriated the entire amount so that we could pay everybody half on the spot. And that's what we did. So that's what we've been doing. So it's not, I just want to make sure it's clear, it's not a one-time take it or leave it deal. It is an offer that is available to everyone every year, year after year. And that law would have to be changed because as it currently stands, we cannot appropriate any money without appropriating the entire amount.
We're not going to solve this here.
I know.
But I have a question for you to either answer or think about. Have you sat down with your attorney and a finance advisor that if you were to take half, could you invest it?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And for the parish side, I don't know what, I've heard estimates of our future income based on tax revenues. I don't know exactly what it is. Perhaps the county does. And I would only say that we can take a look one more time at our projections, but if we're not going to have the money coming in and we have a lot of lawsuits, I think that's why they chose to make the law that they did in the past.
I don't think the law's right. I think you can redo it.
But we can't bankrupt the,
You're not going to be bankrupt, ma'am.
okay.
Ms. Schultz.
So I want some clarification. Forget about if we get sued if we repeal the law. But if we repeal the law, that doesn't mean they're going to get paid, correct? Because then we have to appropriate money. And then, unless if we appropriate the full outstanding that we owed, then we're right back to where we were years ago with picking the allegation of picking and choosing. Is that my understanding?
Right. So if you repeal the existing law in the books, we're left with nothing. And what that means is anyone who's owed money can come to the council, lobby their individual council member to get paid, and then this council can pay who it chooses to pay.
Correct.
Okay?
And we still have to appropriate the money. So
You would have to still appropriate the full amount.
So just-
Or, you know,
I just want to be clear that if we repeal that ordinance that you keep talking about, that doesn't mean you're getting paid the next day. Okay, I just want to be clear for the public too. The next question is how much outstanding total do we have? Do you know that figure?
I'll look through my emails and see. I'm not going to be able to quote it to you on the spot. It's been reduced substantially. We've had over the last 5 years a lot of people participate in the program, and so the judgments have become whittled down a lot. I just don't have the exact number. I'll be happy to email it to y'all tomorrow.
Okay,
But their numbers aren't as big as ours. That's what I'm trying to.
I understand that, but what I'm getting at is if we repeal it and then pay you, because yours is big, but then we're possibly faced with the same allegations we were faced with years ago by a federal judge that we're picking and choosing. So we have to look at that, because then we're not representing the whole parish. So I want all the facts on what each step does. I understand yours is the most, but we still have a liability on the books for other people. And that's what I'm getting at, is what is the total?
Well, then you need to come up with a solution about the people that doesn't sign the ordinance. There needs to be something for the ones that doesn't sign the ordinance. That means they're never going to get paid unless they sign the ordinance?
Under the resolution or the ordinance that's on the books from a couple of years ago by the prior council, yes.
Well, then y'all have the means to change that.
I understand that, but we got to know all the facts. That's why I'm asking the
And
facts.
getting sued, how can you get sued if you willingly sign something? Yeah, I don't understand that. There's no way you can get sued by something you willingly signed.
Well, that one is a different issue. My question is, we're going to be right back to where we were years ago by a federal judge saying that we're picking and choosing. If we pay you, if we rescind this and pay you, then everybody else that doesn't get paid is going to accuse us of picking and choosing. And then then we're right back where we were a couple years ago when this was passed. That's what I'm getting at, is just because we rescind this doesn't solve the problem.
Right.
So we need to sit down and figure out a problem.
Thank you, Mitch.
I'll try to be quick. I will. Rennie, quick question. The people who signed and took the deal, they pretty much signed their rights away to even come back and sue. I would have to assume.
Look,
I mean, I know we've been going.
look, I'm not. I don't really want to. I don't want to get into a lot of that. I mean, look, it may be difficult for them, yes. Impossible, no. But at the end of the day, we're not talking about just those people. We're talking about all the future people as well. And so what I'm saying is there has to be a consistent policy across the board. And it's not just about the people that took the deal. It's what are we going to do in the future, and how are we going to treat everybody the same, I guess is what I'm saying. Because if we don't have, whether it's this ordinance or whether it's the ordinance I drafted, then it's going to be individual wheeling and dealing. You know, okay, we'll pay you 80%. Okay, we're going to pay you 60%. And we're going to pay you 40%. And then we get in this, cycle that, quite frankly, as a parish attorney, I don't want to be in. And as governmental officials, I don't think y'all want to be in either.
No, I wouldn't agree with that. I mean, I think Councilmember Konovich came up with maybe up the 60, 75% or something. When you rescind the ordinance, you already have another one ready to go. That way you don't leave yourself open-ended. But it's something we're going to talk about. I just wanted to, that's all I had.
Okay, so anyway, there's been no resolve on that. I guess I leave to your councilman to come back with you what the resolve is. But as a council, I think we can say we would hope you can get some kind of middle ground for it. I just hope that you will consider not going at the whole, because I could tell you, I could see that being as a councilman, I would not necessarily be in favor of that, because we're setting ourselves up, because once we do it for you, have to do it for everybody. I hope you would really, do some mind saying, whether I'm playing too much of hardball, and you can find a middle place to do it, because especially the hardship that you say you under, I think you need to do some soul search and say, where can we meet the middle line? Because it's obvious from our parish attorney, it's not saying that we don't want to give you the money, it's trying to get you to agree to a settlement. And that's what it is. So I hope that you can really do some meditation and come back and work on a way where you can get a settlement so you can start paying your bill and you won't have to be struggling for day to day,
Yeah, well.
Thank you well.
Anybody right
Thank-
now give up $1.5 million?
Well, I'm just saying if I was struggling, $1 million would be a lot to me if I'm struggling. That's just me personally.
It is, but what you got to think of my future.
Well, again, I will leave that up to y'all councilmen, but we really got to move on. Thank you, and we wish you the best. Can we revert back to?
If somebody in the audience needs to ask Robert Morgan some questions.
Okay. Mr. Morgan is here?
Yep.
Okay. But hold on, yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You was finished with the president update, right? Huh? Yeah, I think we had passed that.
He said he was finished with his report.
So now we're doing public comments. We're doing it as public comments. Come on, sir, introduce yourself to us.
How y'all doing today? My name's Paul Gibson. I own property in Buras, Shady Lane Trailer Park. My parents built a house on the property after Katrina, and it was built on the ground. And since then, there's always been sewage problems when it rains and whatnot, and sewage smell comes out the drains, the sinks, the showers, and everything else. And now I have sewage and tampons and stuff coming up on my property through the discharge pipes and all that. I was wanting to know if there's any kind of way we could fix the busted line that is apparently somewhere around Pipeline Drive, I believe it is.
Yeah, I brought this up in the meeting with the president this morning when we was talking about the roads, the lift station right below the Surpass's gas station, and have Mr. Morgan here, and he could come explain what's going on with it. Got to earn your money today.
In this issue, it does have, like when it rains, that's the heaviest time that this area is flooding. But this is on the books. We have talked to engineering about it, me and Jeff, and it's a report repair. So it's a report repair that's maybe, I would say 15, 20 foot deep, and we just getting funding for it. That's the issue. But I do answer Mr. Paul call all the time. I know me and him, I'm frustrated with the matter too, but when it rains, it rains. That station is, we can't handle all that rain. And it takes a while. It probably takes a day or two to be able to pump, to get the station back to a level, normal operating level. But the point repair and the rain, that's the issue that he's having.
How long are we going to wait before we ask us for the money to fix it?
Well, I believe we have. I think, yeah. It will. I know one station.
I know we voted to do the one station in Empire, and then we voted again for 3 other stations.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure.
We put the money there.
Yeah, it's under design, so I know this has been an issue for both of us, so I call guys out there all the time, and I know Mr. Paul can tell you I do talk to him and respond to him, but that is the issue that he's having. It's a point repair, and with the rain, the stations just can't handle it.
And with all the talk about upping the water bills, this last week, just in about 2 blocks, they had 5 fire hydrants running. Is there a problem with flushing the lines out that much?
Well, that's a state ordinance, like LDH with the brain-eating amoeba. We have to maintain 0.5 chlorine residual. We have no choice with the dead-end lines, and it's not enough new usage in some areas. So if we'll get another consent order. If we don't flush the lines and maintain a 0.5 chlorine residual, we have no choice to put water on the ground. It's just with I think the little kid died in St. Bernard, it became an emergency rule where you have to maintain 0.5 chlorine residual, and it's not enough usage in some areas, so we have to flush. We have no choice.
There's no way we could put a loop in.
That now, Parish President, we are working on loop system, dual feeds, all of that going down the road. So hopefully we won't have to put as much water on the ground, but we are, I believe, well, me, Keith, and Jeff, and the engineer, we have been talking about dual feeding areas and Ms. LaFrance area and places like that. So we won't have to flush as much, but when the population is down, that water gets stagnant in the pipe and we lose chlorine residual.
I get calls daily about the bush hogs hitting one of the pipes, have a leak, and I go look and it's just us flushing the lines.
Something like we can't avoid right now.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so I understand that, to my knowledge, I've heard about the lift stations and whatnot not working, but I've also heard that they have the parts to fix the pumps, but they're not fixing the pumps because they can't fix the line. So, I mean, I think this would be kind of like a environmental issue. I mean, with sewage coming up through people's drainage pipes and whatnot, it'd be kind of health issue, wouldn't it?
I would agree.
So, I mean, I'm just asking if it could be fixed in the very near future.
Mr. Morgan, when you come back up, I think Mr. France had a question for you. And do you have any comment on his last statement, the gentleman's last statement?
Well, like I said, most time it is rainwater. It's a lot of rainwater. It's not really. I know he's seeing some sewage, but it's a mixture. So, but like whether it's rainwater or wastewater, I wouldn't like it in my house either. So it is a health thing that, like, I agree with him. But we are working on it. I know we are in that area. We have put out some bids to do the point repairs. But it's nothing to do with the parts. I'm not sure where that came from. The lift station itself is just overloaded. We have another one, Lighthouse Lodge. Like when it rains, it's just the stations don't pump. It's not made to pump rainwater. It's made to pump wastewater. So when it's overloaded, that's the situation we're into.
Mr. France had something for you. I'm sorry, Mr. Konovich. I'm sorry, still let it flow.
From what they saying is they already designed it and it's in the bid.
It's in the books. I'm not certain, like in the bid. I have to check with Jeff to see. But I know we got 3 other stations that we're doing, and I'm just not certain. I can't remember if it's that station or not. But I know his is on our radar. His is been talked about several times because, like I said, me and him talk at least every time it rains.
Oh, that's the answer. Well, they got it on the books and they'll get to it. I know it ain't what you want to hear, but.
Mr. France?
Yes. Isn't the sewer system, isn't it a closed system?
No. Force main is closed, but not the sewer system itself.
So how are we getting water in our sewer system? Rainwater shouldn't get into the sewer.
We have a lot of I&I. It comes from breaks. It comes from breaks in the pipe like this one. It comes from water.
Breaks in the clean outs?
Breaks in the clean outs, people clean outs, things like that. It comes from a number of reasons. We had like 4 to 5 inches of rain, and when the level goes over the manhole, the water goes in the manhole. So only the part that's sealed is the force main area, not the regular sewer sanitary system. So that's how rainwater get in there.
All right.
Because
Before we're able to, if we have a delay over in fixing the situation, would a backflow valve before his home keep anything from going up into his home?
Yes.
Okay. So how much would that cost?
Well, on his
How many
side.
homes are we talking about?
Well, I don't. I'm not certain on his area for the 8-inch line. So I would say maybe a couple hundred, maybe $1,000. I'm not certain.
How much is a backflow valve?
It depends what size. It just depends what size.
That's a 4-inch pipe?
What size is your pipe? Yeah.
4-inch? You think,
Here with me, he has a 6-inch pipe. And he's
can you get to the mic, sir? I can't hear you.
I have a 4-inch line, but my neighbor is here also, and he has a 6-inch line, and he's on a different line, and his is clogged up also. And then every time he tries to tap into his line, his yard gets flooded with sewage also.
well, if it were me, and I know it's going to take a while to get it done, I would see if I could put in the backflow valve. I can't say that when we're going to get it done, and hopefully we'll get it fixed soon, but I would protect my house,
Mr. Konovich?
Yes, on another note of sewage lines, Boothville, side the road where it's caving in, we ever get the camera in there and do any work? Yep.
That's
No,
pretty-
they Billy and them kept saying that you was gonna handle it.
No, I never heard.
Camera going down the line and all
The one by Clifford Lane,
in Boothville.
the one y'all gonna have to pull outside contractor.
Oh, yeah. We got to get a contractor for that one. Yeah, we got to get a contractor for that line. That's drainage. That's part of drainage.
And where we at with that?
Well, we're still looking at, we got to get a contractor to get it down the road. It's hard to get contractors to come down the road in a timely fashion. We try to do everything at one time, get a bunch of them together and get them to go at one time.
I've been bringing it up now for 6 years.
Not to me. It's the first time I hear about it.
Administration.
First time.
Mr. Morgan, I would hope that you take serious, I'm not saying you're not, but whenever sewage come in, I heard you talk about the amount of rainwater sewage, but I think a little sewage can do a big damage to people's health. So I just hope that we really bond to that issue, because a little sewage can cause some serious bacteria harm to people.
I agree.
I just want to, okay. Thank you, sir. I hope you find to resolve, Mr. Brox. We're still on administration account. Mr. Brox?
Clarence Brock, 156 crossover lane. Enos Camera, lane. I was
You all
there.
right today, man?
I've been there for 65 years, so it's hard to break.
You all right today, Don?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm 100. Not to be on the negative side, but I talked to Mr. Morgan one time before. There is caps that you could put on the manhole covers that you say you're supposed to order some. Did that ever been ordered, Mr. Morgan? You ordered some? All right. Could that solve that problem with this gentleman? Well, no. Okay, all right. That's all I want to. There is a cap that you could put in those manhole covers to stop the water from going in. So I'm trying to say something negative, not negative, not something positive.
Thank you so much. Any other comments on the president statement? Hearing none. Next items on the agenda, please.
5, bids and advertisements. 5A, a resolution authorizing the purchasing agent to advertise for and dispose of surplus vehicles and equipment on an as-is basis through public auction conducted by Henderson Auctions. Councilmember Edwards.
Offer. Second. Offer second. Any comments from the administration, the audience, the table? Not hearing none. The machine is open for voting. And it passes 9. Next item.
6, beer and liquor licenses. 6A, Zen Farmlands by Serenity Annual Special Event Permit for 2025. B, Zen Farmlands by Serenity LLC, 3486 Highway 39, Braithwaite, Louisiana. Councilmember Edwards.
Offer both. Second. Any comments from the audience, administration table? Machine is open for voting.
What's for vote, right?
For vote.
For vote?
For vote.
Okay.
And it passes. And the next item, please.
7, building permits. 7A, construction permits. 7A 1 through 5 in Globo. Kinder Morgan Terminals, Inc., application number 2024-586, application date 7/3/24, replacing 5 damaged anchor piles in Bowie's in-kind 1855 non-Highway 23, Port Sulphur. Talos Energy LLC, application number 2025-390, application date 7/8/25, replacing 3 pipeline markers, South Pass. Locks LLC, application number 2025-422, application date 7/21/25, drilling rig and structures to drill Denali West Prospect A Main Pass Area Revised, Block 14. Chevron Pipeline Company, application number 2023-370, application date 5/30/23, anomaly repair on the existing 20-inch Cal-Kai pipeline, 194 miles west-northwest from the Ostraka Locks. Harvest Midstream, application number 2025-410, application date 7/14/25, installation of 10-foot pipeline from Ostraka to Chevron Empire Facility, 2922-951-893220, 67 north of Ostraka Locks. It's Councilmember Edwards.
Second. Any comments from the audience? Administration table? Hold on. And give us your correct address.
156 Enos Campbell number 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's in District 1. Do anybody know what's going through those pipelines and where they going? What plant they going to? They got to go to a plant.
These, I'll show you, all these are way out in Australia, so far out, till it's unbelievable. Yeah, Salt Pass, you know where that is?
That's the end. No, I got
way
lost.
out, yeah.
I could see the marina. I got lost in the bayou already.
Well,
so
that's where those areas at. I can give you a copy and you can look at.
All right.
There's a drawing for it.
So that's the end of it. Where's the beginning of the pipelines?
Offshore.
Everything offshore?
Yeah.
I got you. Thanks.
Well, the machine is open for voting, right? I'm sorry.
Does anybody know if I know that there are pipelines in Ostrega that are out of the ground, like 5 feet out of the ground, and nothing supporting underneath them. So the oil's going through them and it could break. Are we putting those back in the ground?
Neptune diversion that broke open. They need to close them and
Bury them back. Okay, and it's going to be under the ground, I guess. Okay, so we need to work on, if we can, getting those other, before we have a natural disaster, a disaster. Okay, thank you.
Any other comment? Machine is open for voting. Okay. Next item, please.
B, Pirate Ice LLC, new commercial ice machine in an A2 zoning district, 3254 Highway 23, Buras, Louisiana.
Up a second, any comments from the audience? Administration, the table. Machine is open for voting. Oh, sorry for that. That's my vote. And it passes with one no vote from, abstention, I'm sorry, from Mr. George. Next item.
C, Peter Tragle, permanent trailer park renewal, Trey Lane, Belchase, Louisiana, Councilmember Newsom.
Second, any comments from the audience? Administration, table. Machine is open for voting. And it passes with 7, 1 no, and 1 abstention. Next item.
D, Robert Nolan, new residence in FP zoning district, 704 Martin Lane, Port Sulphur, Louisiana, Councilmember LaFrance.
Offered and second, any comments from the audience, administration? Audience, Mr. Brox?
One 156 Enos Campbell Lane. Is this house going to be elevated? Yep. All right. I know it's going to be elevated. I just want it for the record. Thank you.
Be good, Mr. LaFrance. Any other comments from the table? The machine is open for voting.
Councilmember Arroyes.
Next item. Yes.
Before we go to introductions, can we go to LC1?
LC1, what number?
LC1.
L.
District 3,
I got you now.
District 3 update, Kiwanis Club of Plaquemines.
So yes, we have a new organization in Plaquemines, and I invited a couple people here to just speak on it for the public knowledge. And before we get into all the ordinances and stuff, I figured let them
Thank
come
you
speak.
very much. My name is Christy Arbro on 136 Vote Drive, and
Drew Truding, 241 Hidden Cypress.
I'm here today with good news. We have a new Kiwanis Club of Plaquemines Parish. Our new club began on April in 2025. If you don't know, because we haven't had a Kiwanis organization here in a very long time, Kiwanis is a global organization of volunteers dedicated to improving the world one child and one community at a time. So all the people that like to do service projects, especially if they're geared towards our kids here in our community of Plaquemines Parish, come join Kiwanis. As the charter president of Kiwanis Club of Plaquemines, I'd like to invite you to join us. If you can't join, we'd like to offer for you to sponsor one of our service projects or one of our activities. Currently, we have about 40 members of service-minded individuals who enjoy volunteering for projects that help benefit the children of Plaquemines Parish. You might have heard about our first initiative, which is kind of rare for a Kiwanis Club to have a service project right out the gate, like the day after we had our charter dinner. On July 15th, in cooperation with 4 of the current Plaquemines Parish School Board members, we had a uniform drive, which is something that the 4 members of the school board did before, but it was really nice having like an extra dozen hands handing out uniforms. So it's those kind of projects that we love having help with, and the people in the organization love helping with. We have some current initiatives. If you've driven down your street and you've seen signs that say Terrific Kids, that is a Kiwanis initiative. It's a student recognition program created by Kiwanis Club. It promotes character development, self-esteem, and perseverance, which I know we could all use a little bit more of, especially when you're a little kid. Students work with your classroom teacher and establish goals to improve behavior, peer relationships, attendance, and schoolwork. We also have another initiative that's going to be starting. This is something that maybe y'all as council members could take part of. If you volunteer with Kiwanis, after you have your background check, you're welcome to come in and read books to the pre-K kids at all of the elementary schools in the parish. And when the events are held, afterwards the books are given to the students, so they get a little something to take home with them. And upcoming items that we have going on this Friday, we'll have a Kiwanis booth at Friday Under the Lights. And this fall, we'll have a booth at Market in the Park, plus the Haunted Trail and the Jesuit Bend Christmas events. So if you'd like to talk to anybody about what it's about being a Kiwanis member, that's a great opportunity. And we'll have all kinds of treats to hand out and just, trying to get y'all to come in. We're beginning to earn funds by working concession booths at the Tulane sporting events, thanks to Drew. And on October 1st, it starts a brand new membership year for us. So it's a very small price tag to put on something that we're doing so good in the parish. We have the 2 upcoming meetings we have are August 26th at Alfonso's Restaurant in Belle Chase, right next to Popeyes, and September 23rd at Alfonso's. And both of those meetings are at 6 p.m. So thank you so much for allowing us to come in and share a little bit about what Kiwanis is. And we'd love for y'all to join or donate.
We have a couple of people want to ask you a question.
Sure.
Hey, Ms. Orville.
Hi.
Can you put me in, please?
You're in.
I am. I can't hear myself. Okay. What age group do you work with?
All the kids. Right now, it's a lot of elementary level, but we were sponsored by the St. Bernard Parish, or the St. Bernard chapter of Kiwanis. So we're taking over their initiatives that they started, which was the Reading Around the World and Terrific Kids.
If you start working with high school,
there is a Key Club. There's all kinds of different programs, but we need money to do that. That's where y'all can come in.
So I am looking for groups that would be interested in helping elders or people who can't take care of their yards or homes or clear things out because of the abatement process we're going through?
We do we do service projects for children and for adults with disabilities.
Okay, so you would only go out to.
Special
in this case,
Olympics, things
adults
like
or
that.
disabilities that need their yard cleaned?
Like mental disabilities.
Okay, well, thank you.
No
Please
problem.
let us all know so that if we have.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Yes, thank you for coming.
Thank
I
you
know
for allowing
try-
us in.
Try and match schedules with your school board meetings and all that.
I wear a few different hats.
But,
But we have talked about helping to sponsor the basketball goal at
Yes.
the park in Lake Park.
yes, that's what I was about to go. Ashley, please get with Christy about that. I know.
No.
But no, but again, thank you. I know we've been trying to get this meeting where the public can be aware of it, and use the YouTube channel and all that where the public can see. And I like the red shirt there. Good school. That's a good school there.
That's good. We got
I
good
yield.
people.
Thank you,
We
Mr.
got
Chairman,
great
for going
kids.
out of order. Thank you. Thank y'all for coming.
Thank you very much.
We're going to can we revert back to where we left off on our agenda?
8, introduction of ordinances and resolutions.
The following several pieces of legislation is for Councilmember Edwards. An ordinance to amend the 2025 operating expenditure budget, various funds, various departments, various line items, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution to authorize the submittal to the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality the 2024 Municipal Water Pollution Prevention Environmental Audit Report for the Belle Chase WWTP and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution to authorize the submittal to the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality the 2023 and the 2024 Municipal Water Pollution Prevention Environmental Audit Report for the Boothville WWTP and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution to authorize the submittal to the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality the 2023 and 2024 Municipal Water Pollution Prevention Environmental Audit Report for the Buras WWTP and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution to authorize the submittal to the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality the 2024 Municipal Water Pollution Prevention Environmental Audit Report for Phoenix WWTP and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution to authorize the submittal to the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality the 2023 and 2024 Municipal Water Pollution Prevention Environmental Audit Report for the Port Sulphur WWTP and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution authorizing and directing the parish president or his designee to do all things necessary and proper to negotiate, execute, perfect, and enforce any and all documents required to apply for the Supplemental Disaster Recovery 2025 funding program through the Delta Regional Authority Community Infrastructure Fund in the amount of $2 million to replace approximately 1.8 miles of existing 8-inch and 10-inch cast iron water lines along English Turn Road with the 12-inch PVC water lines for the parish to provide up to $70,000 in grant matching funds for the same project and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The next one is for Councilmember Champagne, a resolution authorizing and directing the parish president or his designee to do all things necessary and proper to negotiate, execute, perfect, and enforce any and all documents required to apply for the Supplemental Disaster Recovery 2025 funding program through the U.S. Economic Development Administration in the amount of $20 million to expand the service capacity of the Belle Chase Water Treatment Plant from 9 to 15 million gallons per day, and for the parish to provide $1,500,000 in grant matching funds for the same project and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The next two are for Councilmember Schultz, an ordinance to amend the 2025 firefighting fund operating expenditure budget, firefighting general department, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. A resolution to establish a committee to analyze and make recommended legislative rule and policy changes to the Plaquemines Parish Council and the Civil Service Commission to improve the following: recruitment, hiring, training, development, retention, and performance management of employees, training supervisors, managers, and directors in the management of personnel, employee compensation and benefit programs, Employment Policies and Policy Manual, and the distribution and coordination of civil service and human resource functions, all to provide for a more positive and effective work environment and to ensure the parish can sustain a durable workforce to meet its needs well into the future and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The next one is for Councilmember McCarty. An ordinance to amend the 2025 General Fund Operating Expenditure Budget, Information Technology Department, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The next two are for Councilmember LaFrance, an ordinance by the Plaquemines Parish Council as and on behalf of the West Bank Levy District to extend temporary work area easements in certain portions of land in Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana by appropriating to complete construction of the New Orleans to Venice NOV-NF-W-06A.2 project, Point Celeste to West Point and Lahash, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana for levee, flood wall, drainage, flood access, and hurricane protection purposes, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. An ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvements plans, Diamond Park project, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. The final one is for Councilmember Jurisic, an ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvement plan, Empire Back Sector Gate project, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. And that is it.
Thank you. Continue.
You want to go over the agenda, deferrals?
Yeah, any deferrals? Any deferrals, council members?
H.
Which one you withdrawing? H. H, okay. Anyone else have any withdrawal?
Ready?
I'm waiting, some people take long. We good? That's it?
That resolution. Later.
Okay, let's revert back to agenda.
9, ordinances and resolutions on second reading and final passage. 9A, ordinances and public hearings pursuant to Article 6, Section 601E of the Plaquemines Parish Charter. 9A1, an ordinance to amend and amended to readopt Section 4 of Ordinance Number 142, the Comprehensive Zoning Ordinance of Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, as amended in the Comprehensive Zoning District Map therein adopted by reference and which is paraphrased thereto with reference to application number 2025-584, dated April 30th, 2025, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Kotnovich.
You offer in the city kind of, can we get a second? Second? Second. Any comments from the audience? Administration? Table? Machine is open for voting. And it passes with 7 yes, 1 no by Edwards, and 1 abstention by Mr. Konovich. Next item.
2, an ordinance approving a plan of re-subdivision of lots 94 and 95, Block H Airport Subdivision, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, into Lot 94A, Block H Airport Subdivision, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, as shown on the plan and plat of Survey by Dufran Surveying and Engineering, Inc., dated February 12, 2025. The owner having fulfilled all the requirements of the subdivision and re-subdivision ordinance of the Parish of Plaquemines without cost to the Plaquemines Parish government or the Parish of Plaquemines, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Gooey.
Second by Councilman Newsom. Any comments from the audience? Administration table. Machine is open for voting. It's unanimously passed. Next item.
3, an ordinance approving a plan of re-subdivision of lots 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, Square P, Hodge Hunt Hero subdivision, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, into lots 1A and 11A, Square P, Hodge Hunt Hero subdivision, Plaquemines Parish, Louisiana, as shown on the plan and plat of survey by Dufresne Surveying and Engineering, Inc., dated April 25th, 2025, the owner having fulfilled all the requirements of the subdivision and re-subdivision ordinance of the parish of Plaquemines without cost to the Plaquemines Parish government or the parish of Plaquemines, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember McCarty.
3 seconds. Any comments from the audience? Mr. Hendry?
Arthur Henry, Bell Shakes. Mr. McCarthy, can you tell me what the physical location of this subdivision is? Well, I know it's in Bell Shakes, but I know that much.
Yeah, we've got a map. You want to see the map?
There you go. Well,
Thank you, Keith.
yeah. Under the bridge? Oh, okay. So about Fort Lake Fiona, okay. All right. Thank you, sir.
You good, Ms. Hendry? Thank you. Any other comments from the audience? Administration, table, machine is open for voting. Unanimously passed. Next item.
B, an ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvement plan.
Deferred.
C, an ordinance to amend the 5-year capital improvement plan repairs Diamond Park project and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
Then second.
We have,
Fill in a blank. We introduced some.
Deferred C, right? Okay, next item, please.
D, an ordinance to exempt up to 2 RV sites or spaces per parcel from the moratorium established by ordinance number 2586 and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember LaFrance.
Offered and second. Any comments from the audience? Administration, table, machine is open for voting.
Councilmember Champagne and McCarty.
Question?
Yeah, I want to go back and answer the question.
Clear the machine?
Clear the machine.
Okay.
I just want to ask for the record, this is for, it's not for any particular site. This is for anybody within the restriction zone. So I'm trying to clarify, is that true?
It's for anybody in District 7.
Okay. Well, then that repeals the restriction, correct?
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Schultz?
Yes, my understanding is this, he has a moratorium for all RVs. This basically lifts the 2 back to basically 3 or more as a park. So this allows anybody to put the 2 under current conditions, all the current rules. The moratorium's still in effect for parks, which is 3 or more. That's all this is doing, allowing 2 or less.
Mr. Champagne?
Yeah, my only concern is that, this can be gamed. I mean, all you have to do is subdivide your property, and now you can subdivide and put 2 on every parcel that you subdivide. So I just want to make sure we prevent, what are we trying to do here? We have a moratorium or not? And I can see that happening. Now we just,
Correct. Permits won't allow you to subdivide just to do the 2.
Hold on, one at a time, please.
how? They're going to say you're subdividing, would you have to give a purpose? I need some clarity on that. I want to make sure that doesn't happen, because I just think that, we have a moratorium, now we're finding a way for people to put 2 on there. I'm not opposed to it. I just want to make sure that this thing meets the intended purpose. So I don't want to see people going there and subdividing and And they said, well, you can't tell me how to subdivide my property. I own it. We've had that argument here a number of times. People say, this is my piece of property. You can't tell me what I can do with it. And if I can subdivide it, and it is subdivided, now I have the right to put 2 motorhomes on there or 2 RVs. So please clarify.
Do you mind Ms. Rose helping you out with that?
Hello, everyone. So, no, you can't circumvent the ordinance. So if a person decides to currently subdivide their lots into however many, if they maintain ownership of the lots and then try to come back and permit RVs, then you're circumventing the mobile home recreational vehicle park ordinance. So we will catch that.
So if I subdivide it and give one to my this relative, that relative, this relative, I've just gamed it. I mean, that's all you have to do.
Can't control if you sell it or not.
You don't have to sell it. You can give it away as a gift.
Even that part I can't.
That's my point. I mean, we just need to make sure that I don't know what we're trying to do here. Do we have an ordinance? Are we trying to prevent RV parks? I don't understand this. And we've been arguing over this for the past 2.5 years now, and I don't know what this is, what this has grown into. What is the intent? And if you can answer me, I would ask that. What is the intent of this
It's not my
2-person rule?
I can't answer that.
That's right.
When we first came with the, turn on.
I did.
Yes, shit.
You're on.
When we first came with the RV spots, it was to allow 2 on everybody property. We didn't expect to just blow up all the time with so many trailer parks, especially in my district. So some of my constituents say, well, I'm being punished because we put the moratorium in. I'm being punished because I'm not allowed to put 2, where everybody else is allowed to put 2. And this is really, and people with parks is people who's, the majority is not from here. So I don't want to punish the local people. I'm just trying to allow the moratorium to stay in place, but allow the local people to put to 2. That's all this is.
Thank you for the explanation.
Thank you.
Mr. George?
Yeah, I mean, I get what you're trying to do, but now I got to start thinking, are we picking and choosing?
We're not picking and choosing, we're allowing everyone.
No parks.
No parks, okay. I mean, I just want to be sure that, the 2, and I understand exactly what he's doing because we talked about this, and I'm good, but I don't want to get caught up in, all right, well, now we're making it to where we're keeping people out. But I mean, it doesn't mean someone from out of town that has a lot could still put 2. So I'm good.
So I agree with you, and that's why the previous one had 4, and that still was a park. I'm like, whoa, hold on, how do we differentiate? And I said, I'm okay with the 2 because at that point it's still not a park. So basically, the moratorium is at this point, if this passes, would be for parks. That's my understanding of how this reads now.
Ms. Rose, would you like to address some clarity on this, if you don't mind?
No, we good.
Okay. Machine is open for voting now. And it passes with 8 and 1 no. Next item.
E, a resolution to approve cooperative agreement LA Gov number 200926550 with the State of Louisiana Department of Energy and Natural Resources for the Plaquemines Parish Local Coastal Program implementation, to authorize the execution of said agreement by the parish president and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Jurisic.
Second.
Okay, second, twice. Any comments from the audience? Administration? Audience, I'm sorry.
Clarence Block 156, East Cameron. Can you explain this? What is this all about? Or just a little? Okay, all right.
We'll let the coastal director explain it to you.
Thanks.
This is here. Mr. Rock, explain it to you.
Yeah, it's just for our coastal zone management program, so we can do coastal permits right here in Plaquemines Parish instead of sending it back to the state, losing funding, and you'll be waiting for anyone that wants to do a dock, anyone that wants to do anything by the water. You'll be waiting for the state to approve it instead of the parish.
Thank you for your simplicity on that. Machine is open. And it's unanimous to pass. Next item.
F, an ordinance to amend the 2025 manpower structure and operating expenditure budget and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Jurisich.
Offer.
Offered and second. Any comments from the audience? Administration, table. Machine is open for voting. McCarthy, LaFrance, yours, Konovich. And it passes with 7 yes and 2 noes. Next item.
G, a resolution assigning office space not to exceed 6 months located in the lobby in rooms 105 and 107 in Building 600 on the Belle Chase Government Complex to the Louisiana Department of Transportation and Development or plenary or both for the purpose of providing information and services relative to the Belle Chase Bridge, Tunnel, and Replacement Project and GoPass. If required, authorizing the parish president to enter into a CEA for the same and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Champagne.
Offered and second. Any comments from the audience? Unanimous second.
Off the hand, your bell shake. So Go Pass is coming to Plaquemines now? Good deal.
This is exploring the idea of doing this, yes.
Right. 90%.
Yeah. That's what we're trying to encourage them with this.
Well, well, I just say that last week or whenever it was here, I talked to a lot of people. Matter of fact, my wife was at the tables calling me like as a councilman I could make some change right there. What I've got from most people that was there, they left more frustrated than they did when they came. And I think one of the reasons is that I don't know if the people had enough information that was there, but people didn't receive information. And I was talking to Councilman Show this morning. I hope that they come, they have computers and stuff there, but they can actually really help people. Because I don't know anybody left from there saying they was helped by the process. I think if they come, then people should be able to open up a computer, look at what's happening with a person, make changes, because they made some promise that they would rectify stuff. I could just talk my own case, and we checked our bill. They didn't rectify. So I'm just hoping that they come, that they have the right people there, the right kind of computer. I don't know if we set up to give them internet, but whoever come, they should come where they could almost like see those people records and make some changes. Because, you know, I was totally dissatisfied, and most people dissatisfied for what happened on last week.
Well, Bob with IT did walk the halls with them, and they explored that, and so they are talking in that fashion as well. So, yeah, that's the intent.
Okay. It don't work. Mitch, no, you knocked Mitch out.
No, I'm good.
Okay. Mr. Carter.
President answered.
Huh?
President Hinckley answered.
Okay.
So it's regretful that when some people came, apparently they weren't connected up to the server, but when I was there, I think they were. However, when I was there, I was the only one there. And the room was large but empty. So as council members, we have a lot of people coming to us with the complaints of the issues. And GoPass came to the parish for 2 days. I understand the second day more people came to appear. But when they come, we need them to take advantage of this. And we do want to encourage them to have an office here because we do have many consistent issues that the citizens are taking or receiving. But we need to come when they are here. Thank you.
Just to let you know, in the 2 days that they were here, we had 217 visits.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Which would constitute, and it would warrant having an office here locally.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And let's move to the next item, please.
Vote.
I'm sorry. And it passes unanimously. Next item.
I, an ordinance to repeal ordinance number 25100, amend ordinance number 24224, amend Chapter 2 of the Parish Code of Ordinances to provide for regulations relative to the budgeting of professional services and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Juristich.
Been offered and second. Any comment from the audience, the administration?
Hey, David Clark, 108 Avenue A in Bell Chase. A little more clarification on this. What's this for, if you can?
This has been
You want me to explain it?
Really, it's a statement.
So we all know where this started from, and what this does is create a new classification that's professional services, and the money has to be budgeted in that classification. Money can't be moved between classifications per our budget ordinance. So this is solving everybody's concerns with a new classification, and we have to budget that classification in order for professional services to be spent. That's high level what this does.
Okay.
That's what we've been going back and forth trying to find solutions, and I think this is a compromise between council members, administration, legal, council attorney, everybody.
Right, okay. So this is accountability.
Correct.
Okay, thanks.
You want to add anything, Mr. Hinckley or Rennie? I think that summary is high level.
That's why we asked you to do it. It shows it's high level.
She is open for voting.
I don't know now.
And it passes 9-1. 8-1, thank you. Next item, please.
J, an ordinance to amend the 2025 Waterworks and Sewage Fund operating expenditure budget, Waterworks and Sewage Operations Department, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Newsom.
I offer.
Second.
Second, any comments from the audience? Administration? Table? You got to get a more faster now, my brother.
I was still reading it, so this is, we trying to get money from one fund to another fund to go into waterworks?
Yes, sir. We're pulling it out, the emergency fund, and Jennifer, and it came from, because we have a shortage in these two funds that we're putting money into.
All right, thanks.
And
Any other comments from anyone else in the audience? The administration? Table, Mr. Newsom? Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm good. Give it to Mr. Champagne.
Mr. Champagne?
Yeah, please explain, Mr. Newsom, why we're having to do this, because I think it's pertinent to some discussion we're going to have later on in the meeting.
You good?
Thank you. Yeah, this is, actually, this came from finance. We were talking about it. There was some shortages in the funding from these two funds, from these two line items that was short, and a couple reasons why. One, of course, we all know millage failed, so that was a $2 million shortage, so we know that. And there were some other things that were not, through no individual person or anybody, some budget items were overlooked during the budget, which this is kind of, and those were the minor issues, but mainly because the funds are short and we need to, water is life, so we all know that, so that's why we asked to take it out the emergency fund.
Any other comments? Champagne, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just want to close. It came out of the emergency fund, and this shouldn't be an emergency. This is daily, day-to-day operations that we're having to pull from emergency funds. And we're going to have an emergency that we're going to need money for, and it's not going to be there. I yield.
Any other comment? The machine is open for voting. And it passes 8-1. Next item.
10, approval of the minutes from the July 24th, 2025 regular meeting.
So offered.
Second. Sheet is open. Unanimously passed. Next item.
11, new business. 11A, introduction of resolutions where suspension is being sought. 11A1, a resolution to appoint a replacement member as the District 2 representative of the Plaquemines Parish Zoning and Planning Development Board, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Champagne.
Champagne, I can't hear you. He's offered a suspension. Why was suspension?
We got to suspend it.
Okay. The second? Second. Okay. Any comments from the audience? Suspension.
Oh,
Just wait.
okay.
We're going to bring it up again.
Okay. Machine is open. The suspension passed. Now we,
A resolution to appoint a replacement member as the District 2 representative of the Plaquemines Parish Zoning and Planning Development Board, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Champagne.
open a second. Now you may ask your question.
That's Mr. Champagne, that's your district, correct? All right. This the way it's saying replacement, that sounds like this person being fired. You're not being fired, then? Oh, yeah?
You're not serious, man.
When they say replacement, like they're replacing them, not.
Mr. Brock, I'd like to give some clarity. First of all, we had a gentleman, Mr. Brian Mulett, who was on the board. He served there for about 10 years. He did an excellent job. I'd like to point that out. He did an excellent job for us, 10 years, and it's a selfless job. You don't get paid for it. You take away from your personal time. You meet once a quarter to make decisions that affect your entire parish.
All right.
And he has done a great job for us. He did his homework, made sure he made very good decisions based on facts, coordinated with the rest of the board and Mr. Mitra, and I think the board does a fine job. And it's important that we keep good people there. Now, unfortunately, his job requires him to travel extensively, and he's missing more meetings than he would like, and he felt that in order to continue to be of good public service, someone else needed to step in. So he resigned from the position. So that would be a better term. He was not fired. He resigned regrettably. Again, I appreciate his hard work and diligence, but we had to replace him because the zoning board has a meeting coming up next week. And since they only meet once a quarter, it's important that we replace him. Ordinarily, I would not suspend the rules for this, but it's too important because it affects the parish.
Right.
So we're nominating a replacement, and I recommend that we have a gentleman named Mr. Brandon Maurice to replace Mr. Brian Mulett. Brandon's he's well regarded in the community, and like Mr. Mulett, cares about what happens here, and will do his homework and show up.
All right. As long as nobody be fired.
No, sir.
He's going to sit next to you, so take him under your wing. All right?
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I yield.
Mitch?
Mr. Champagne, have you studied this guy real good to be sure he can do the right job?
That was my question, Mitch. Okay, Dr. Good.
What he was getting into? Good.
Okay, let's vote. And we're going to punish my man by putting him on the board. Next item.
Y'all two can't sit together back there.
Oh, that's nice. You got it. Thank you for rolling.
2, a resolution to adopt a cooperative endeavor agreement between the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District, DBA Louisiana Gateway Port, and Plaquemines Parish Government for the purpose of economic development and collaboration, and authorizing Plaquemines Parish President W. Keith Hinckley to enter into a CEA with Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District, DBA Louisiana Gateway Port, and Plaquemines Parish Government for the purpose economic development, collaboration, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Schultz.
Been second. All in favor of suspension? Move. Champion? And the suspension passed. Now we'll vote on it actually.
A resolution to adopt a CEA between the Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District, DBA Louisiana Gateway Port, and Plaquemines Parish Government for the purpose of economic development and collaboration, and authorizing Plaquemines Parish President W. Keith Hinckley to enter into a CEA with Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District, DBA Louisiana Gateway Port, and Plaquemines Parish Government for the purpose of economic development, collaboration, and otherwise to provide with respect thereto. Councilmember Schultz.
It open second. Any comments from the audience? Administration? The author?
Just for the clarification for the public, we originally had this as H, which was withdrawn. It was, when it was introduced, it was still the same language for the port side. So instead of having read all the changes to change it to the parish, we just reintroduced it. That's why it's a suspension, since it was already sent out to the public. But this is a mirror image of the port side, so we've already had this discussion. Ms. DeMarco and Mr. Tillson's already been, and Mr. Hinckley's been going back and forth, but I just wanted to clarify that's why this is a suspension versus a regular introduction, was because it was really already sent out to the public. I yield.
And another thing too, this is a good thing, because what this does is it broadens the economic development process for Plaquemines Parish. This opens it up. This is a good collaboration between the port and the government, and it shows that we are working together to develop not only the river and the port of Plaquemines Parish, or the gateway port, but also Plaquemines Parish as a whole.
Well, I'm really excited about this resolution, because I think it's really needed. It should be a close relationship between the parish and the port. I'm really excited because there's a move statewide to look at our port as it relates to all other port. One of my concerns is, Chris, I noticed the way you had this written up, doing business as Louisiana Gateway Port. With that, I'm wondering, should we have that on a lot of our stuff? Because, I was looking at a report the other day, listening to the news report the other day, and the way the word Louisiana was thrown in there. So I'm wondering, should we use this in all our stuff, and then at some point maybe reverse it?
So from the port standpoint, we're already using that in the public Louisiana Gateway Port. But since this is official language and ordinances and stuff, our official name is Plaquemines Port Harbor and Terminal District. So that's why we have to spell out that, because that's our official name. But we're doing business as Louisiana Gateway Port, and we're already, when we go talk to people, we're already using that term, and the port is using that in their correspondence. But again, since this is the official language and all that, that's why it's kind of done like this.
No, I'm glad. I'm just saying, I just think that that's something we might want to really consider on the port side, to really, when we write stuff up, because I think it would help with where people at in terms of the state. And like I said, I don't want to get into the press conference, but one of the things that stood out for me when the word Louisiana was used, I'm not saying it was good or bad, negative, but the way it was used, that's why I said I just love the way this written up, and I think that would help solve some of our problems, to show that we're using the name and saying doing business as. So that's a different. So I appreciate that. Anyone else? I'm sorry, Mr. Newsom.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yes, just a little further. This morning we met with Mr. DeMarco, and Port Director Mr. Tillerson was there with a, I guess, a business venture that's coming to the parish for, and it's actually in District 6, so it's a good thing. Mr. Tillerson was able to look at it, and he's very excited, as long as with our economic director and administration. So, again, like the president said, this is going to go a long way. Thank you, I yield.
All right, next item. I'm sorry, we haven't voted. I'm sorry.
I know, I like your idea.
And it's unanimously passed. Next item.
3,
There's been withdrawn. 3 have been withdrawn. And I think we did B already.
we're on C, number 2, discussion
C2.
of budget policies. Councilmember Schultz.
So, as we all know, where this is coming from was from that ordinance earlier, but we really need to look at how we do our budgets, because the problem is, and I get it, I voted on the 244 ordinance last year, but I find that it's not the clearest to the public. We have 608 pages of budget information. A lot of those are line items, but according to our ordinance, we don't necessarily follow the line items. It's by classification on most of the departments. But the thing is, it's not even all the departments are the same. There's, I think, 5 or 6 different ways we do our budget, depending on what department you're in. Another example is we always say, oh, it's by department. As long as the classification is under budget, we're good. But I found an example of, and I actually called Ms. Morrell, because even with my experience, I was kind of confused. But recreation last year, in general, or facilities and services, they were over budget for operations and supplies, but you have to add up 9 different division pages and look at it as a department as a whole. That's not very clear to the public. Another thing, I did some research earlier, 608 pages for our budget. Jefferson Parish, 367. Orleans, 595. St. Bernard, 143. St. Charles, 315. St. Tammany, 347. Why is our budget more than double 90 or the surrounding areas? And we spend hours and hours pre-budget meetings going through line items, at budget meetings going through line items, and in the end, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it really doesn't matter because we're not following a line item budget. I'm not saying let's go line item budget, because that can create chaos. But we need before budget hearings come around, we need to sit down and find out how are we going to do this year's budget where it's clear to the council, clear to administration and directors, for future directors that come in, let's be honest, that might not know what's really going on, to the public, where they can open our budget book and say, oh yeah, their budget is this, but it's over budget. Why is it over budget? I thought we couldn't go over budget. Well, you have to go back to ordinance, in this case, 244, and read that and say, oh, well, this is, I'm just saying, recreation, they operate at a department, then classification level, but another department might not. So I don't know what the correct answer is at this point, but we need to work together as a council, as administration, and figure out how we're going to do this. Because in all honesty, there's no reason our budget should be more than double Jefferson Parish when they're 10 times our size? So I decided to have this discussion here where all 9 of us can be in on this discussion, or at least hear our point of view, where we're not breaking any open meeting laws. Administration can hear it, but we ran into an issue with that ordinance a couple of weeks ago, and it really opened when I got to researching this. Nothing was done illegal. Nothing was done just by this administration. It's been going on for decades. So it's not this administration. It's not illegal. It's just not very clear to the public, council, whoever you want to say, but I want to be clear about that. It's been going on for decades, but we need to solve that problem because, all honestly, I don't want to sit through 8 hours of budget hearing, 8 hours plus, and then come to find out those line items don't even matter. It's a waste of everybody's time. It's a waste of the public's time that watches it or asks questions. And again, that's how the ordinance is written. It's completely legal. We voted on it 9-0. So if we had a problem with it, it's on us too, not just administration. I yield.
Well, that was my question is that, but that's how we operate line item though, right? That's what we have been doing, right?
No.
What we've been doing?
Classification. There's, here, can you me back in?
But
there are now 6 classifications because we had professional services today. But there is 6 classifications. I had 2444 printed out. And basically, as long as that classification is under budget for that department, they're legal. Okay, so there's 6 classifications: personnel services, financial and related services, operating services, utilities, operating services and supplies, capital outlay, and now professional services. But there's 6 different ways, depending on what department you're in, on if they're line item, classification, at the fund level, at the department level. This is straight from our ordinance that we passed. 820. Mr. LaFranche was absent when we voted on this. So you're clear. But there's 9 different ways. But at the same time, I went through 10 departments. In 2024, the actual, compared to the budget, the total added together for all 10 departments, we spent $130,000 in professional services general for these 10 departments. That was never budgeted by us. But because the classification where professional services general was under budget, completely legal. Nothing was done illegal. I want to be clear about that. It's just not the clearest to the public. Because there was one where we budgeted $500, I think. Yeah, $500, and we spent $25,000. Well, obviously something happened, but again, overall that department's classification was under budget. So again, one of the main questions I get from the public: where's all the money going? We got a lot of money from Venture Global, we got a lot of money from taxes, whatever, and to say, oh well, yeah, we budgeted for this, this, and this. Until the end of the year, I can't actually say that's where the money was spent until I get next year's budget or ask for a special report to show. So we need to find a way. Do we do it by classifications for everybody? Maybe. Do we do it by line item? But if your line item goes over by 5%, then you need a budget amendment? Maybe. I don't know. There's different ways to do this. Finance does as they're directed. We vote on ordinance. Finance is following that ordinance to the T. Nothing's been doing wrong. But for the transparency of the public, when we get asked, where's the money go? Mr. Henry, I don't know how many times. How much? Where's the money coming from? All that. I can't always give Mr. Henry, I'm learning, an accurate answer.
Well,
and I'm a CPA. I do this on a regular basis, and I learned a lot this week on how, like I said, there's 6 different ways depending on what department you're in, or what the project is, or if you're I'm just saying assessor's office, it's just by the fund and department. So, but they have 20 line items. Well, those line items don't matter. So, again, I yield for now if you want to follow up, Mr.
Yeah, before Mr. Hendry come up, my follow-up, I'm really surprised by your comment particularly. And the reason why I say that, because in your professional position and being on council 3 years, that you didn't notice that 3 years ago. I'm just saying.
No.
I want you to realize. I'm just saying I'm struggling around that part because, as a professional, if this was anything biblical, I would have saw it from day one because that's what I am. And so I'm just surprised that here we are 3 years into this, and you and your being a professional just not saying that all these things is happening. I'm just saying I'm not just a financial person, so
Correct.
I'm just
And the
wondering
thing
why
is,
you
I
didn't
knew we
notice it
were-
in the beginning.
We were classification for, I'm going to say 90% of our departments, and I knew that was the case, but I didn't realize, because I'm not going through the everyday expenses, that how much money the budget is per se changing that into the budget book, unless if I look at every line item in the budget book, that I didn't catch it. And then I didn't realize we had really 6 different levels of control. So yeah, I knew it, but I didn't realize the detail of
And
it.
again, I still hold to my position. That's your line of expertise. I would really think that would stand out to you automatically. We've had 3 budget hearings since I've been on you with you. So I'm just saying, I'm just surprised that you just seeing it. I mean, that's just me. I just wanted to put that out for clarity. Let's hear Mr. Hendry and I get to you. Mr. Hendry?
So, Councilman Schultz, so you want to get rid of the line items on the budget?
I'm not saying that, but if we're going to go through all those line items, then do we hold us to those line items? And if that's the case, then we have to vote to hold us on the ordinance. Does that make sense?
Makes sense, but
I'm just saying.
the line items give you more transparency.
I agree with that.
You know, from the public point of view.
I agree with that.
Give me a lot more transparency.
Correct.
You know?
But I'm just saying, that's why I'm saying this now, where when it comes budget time, we're prepared. But I want to be clear. We need to work with finance, we need to work with administration, and we need to work amongst council members to make sure that what we are doing is clear to all of us.
I understand that, but I don't want to go to a summary budget either.
No, I don't either. I think it's
You
too
know?
broad.
Yeah.
I think there's an in-between. Instead of having 30 line items, maybe we have 15 and go more to a line item budget.
Okay.
Because like for fuel, we have like 4 different line items for fuel for some departments. Well, combine that into one line item, fuel. You know what I'm saying? That might be the answer, but we need to work on that over the next couple months, because where we don't get into the situation where we were over the last month and a half, 2 months.
Mr. Newsom?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I just, as well as Ms. Schultz, with what's going on, I really did dive into the budget, and during budget time, I did spend a lot of time in the budget. And I want to thank Ms. Morrell for helping me, and her staff for helping me out this week on explaining a lot. And again, I learned a lot and on it. I'm kind of like Mr. Henry. I do like the line items because it does give a lot of details. I do understand how we do it now, whereas and I agree with Mr. Schultz. There probably could be some shrinkage of the paperwork, and I think Ms. Morrell has already acknowledged that she would agree to that, because like you said, Mr. Schultz, you ought to I would consider you our expert, and Ms. Morrell is 30 over 30 years of knowledge with doing this, so she has a lot of experience. So again, I just wanted to reach out to her and tell her thanks for really guiding me through this and helping me out.
So Mr. Schultz, what is the solution? Are you saying that this is something we can do ourselves, the council and administration and finance, or we need to bring somebody else in to help us do this?
No, we can do this ourselves.
That's all I'm
But
asking.
what we vote on, we need to understand that what we vote on is what finance is going to do. So if we don't like it, it's on us. If we want changes, it's on us to talk to administration and finance to make those changes now, not 6 months into the year. Now, again, the thing that we voted on where there's a new classification, that's going to solve the problem that we had, because now we have to budget that classification, and we can put one line item in there, each one, 2, 3, whatever. But we have to understand that that's the classification. So what we vote on, we need to understand that's what we're living with. But if we make changes, let's just not make changes unilaterally. Let's talk to administration, let's talk to finance, because finance only has limited manpower. And if we start going crazy with some of this, it can stress them out, and we'll have to add new positions and all this other stuff. So I'm just saying, I wanted to bring it up, like Mr. Champagne keeps saying on the water rate. We got to talk about it. Well, guess what? We got to talk about it. Budget time is 3 months away. Now's the time to talk about it. Let's talk to administration, talk to finance. I know I told Mr. Newsom some information I found out. I'm like, don't just trust me. Call finance and talk to them yourself. That way you hear it straight from them. So if you don't understand something and have an issue with the budget, pick up the phone and call finance. That's all I'm saying, is let's solve this problem now.
I would close with this. I would recommend that you seriously look at all the stuff, and when we meet, because again, I would say without any hesitation, I saw you as the expert, right? And as my mother would say, I'm glad I didn't put my head on the chopping block, because you just cut it off. No, I'm serious. I'm really surprised, that you missed this so long. And I can't express. So I'm just hoping that when we meet, because I see you as expert, that you really put your antenna and look at everything. So when we meet, that you saw everything that need to be seen, and so we can go into this and then we'll come back, because I really, really, truly saw you as the expert. Because, I would always tell you when it comes down to finance, I rely upon Chris for it. And I've never, if it's something, not everybody, if something dealing with dental, I'm going to refer that to Dr. Good, those kind of things. So I just hope, because I still think you have a lot to offer, but I want you to do it with a clear lens, and so we can move forward. Because I would say this publicly as it relates to Ms. Morrell over here. I think she does an amazing job in the work that she's doing, and she have to do what I saw a letter from Theria or something that was put in the packet in 1997 where this stuff come up. So I just hope we move on this in a very straightforward way. And the reason why I say that, because this is the election time. Let's be very clear on that. And we want to make sure that politics don't get in the way of what we need to do with our finance. So I just want you to really put that out there to everybody. Next item.
D, District 8 update issues with civil service hiring process.
Well, I know we all experienced some. You in? All right. I know we've all been hearing from a lot of people, that they go put in application after application after application, and they keep getting a lot of denials coming from civil service. I've got several young men in my district. Well, I don't know if they're in my district, but they come to my office, and they get really frustrated because the reasons why don't make sense sometimes. And one time it's this reason, the next time it's that reason. And I know I know at one point, I think HR used to have a lot to do with hiring, if I'm not mistaken. But right now, it seems like some of these people go and nobody ever gets a chance to interview them because they're thrown out. They don't even make it to the process. And I think, hopefully in the future, we can look at what it takes to try to fix this. And I think Mr. Schultz has something he's going to be working on. But it's really frustrating when I go out in the field and you talk to the workers that are out there sweating in the heat. And I said, how y'all making out? We'd be doing better if we had 2 more people, if we had 2 more tractor drivers, if we had another groundskeeper. We got the positions open, but they can't seem to get filled. Looks like you got to have an associate's degree to drive a tractor nowadays. And I mean, this is starting to get ridiculous. Sometimes things don't add up. And I've been very frustrated with it because I look at young people in this parish looking to work for the parish. And they say they want to work for the parish because they want to retire with the parish. They want to get they know the pay's not great, but they want to work for the parish. You don't hear many people say that, but I'm hearing it. And I think, everyone should be offered an opportunity. You got a 6-month probation period. If you can't make that 6 months, if you don't make the cut, well, you got to go. I mean, as simple as that. I hire people all the time. Sometimes they last 2 days. Sometimes they last 2 years. Some of them I still got. But, we can't rely on people that are well-trained in whatever it is. Sometimes I think we need to take them under our wing and give them a chance to learn. And we're not even offering that opportunity. So we got these people out there that, and I know some of them that work for the parish. Me and Mr. Conovich talked about this. Worked for the parish over 30 years, left, got bored, said, hey, I want to come back. They come back. Now they're not qualified. Ran the lawnmower for 30-something years. You know, these kind of decisions have to stop. And I mean, you know, and it's I don't know, people, you know, we have a lot of positions still open. And I don't know if it's picking and choosing or what's going on, but we got to fix this system because we got to allow these people to come and work levees, tractors, you know, grass. We all talk about grass cutting. Well, you can only cut so much grass when you got tractors laid up because you don't have no one to drive them. Same thing in every other department. So I just wanted to vet my frustrations about this because it seems like it's getting worse, you know, not better. And that's all I had to say on that.
Administration.
I just want to say there was an introduction today addressing this issue here. So it's going to be a collaboration between the administration, the council, also some employees and all, and civil service as well. So.
Yeah, we're going to set up a committee with 2 council members, parish president, director of administration, 2 commissioners from the Civil Service Commission, to the extent we need rule changes, and the director of civil service. So the council should be thinking about what 2 individuals they'd like to put on that committee. And, you know, within the next couple of months, we hope to have some significant recommended changes, both for your adoption and hopefully civil services adoption as well.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because one of the things I know is I think I probably was the biggest critic of civil service, but I noticed when the post staff meet with them, you know, like you all reform, I saw some great things happening. So I'm glad to see this effort being put forward because I don't think we had never done that, you know. So I think that with everybody coming together, I can see some really changes happen. I'm only using what happened with civil service because they had some serious problems. And their staff was going over there. It took months and time, but it was backling forward. And because remember, we voted civil service here, and it is what it is. You know, but it ain't that in terms of what we think it is. So I love the fact that the administration is making this move, and I'm confident if we do that, I could see some big changes happening based on what happened on the poll side. So thank you for that. Any other comments on this? Next item.
E, District 2 update, water rate increase.
Mr. Champagne?
Yeah, thank you. I've been talking about this for probably 4 or 5 months now regarding the water increase, well, since the millage did not pass. Some interesting statistics I'd like to share with everyone. We have 14,252 registered voters in Plaquemines Parish. With regards to the millage, 965 people voted. Let that sink in. That's 6.7% of this parish decided our fate. And today we just moved $2 million from emergency fund like it was nothing. Pay for water. And it ain't enough. It's not enough. We're still going to have a deficit. We'll be moving money before this year's over. And where's it coming from? What are we cutting? What nice to have things are we now going to cut? There's going to be a lot of gnashing of teeth and pearl clutching and people all angry because we cut their favorite little nice to have item. We're going to have to do it because we have to pay for water. Like Councilman Newsom said, water is life. We can't live under it. We can't live without it. We're funding our levies, so we're not going to have to live under it. But if we don't pay for it, we're not going to have anything to drink. I was going to lead the charge on a rate increase of only 20%. I'm not doing that anymore because this is bigger than District 2. District 2 voted for it. District 2 voted for the millage, and so did District 1. The only 2. The other 7 districts were against it. So this is bigger than District 2. I think we all have to figure it out as both a council and administration. We're going to have significant shortfall in funds to fund water. Most of y'all don't know we have to go to training in September, mandated 4 hours of training on how to run a water system. You know, that's how serious this is. We're under administrative order to fix our stuff now. If the state steps in and seizes it, they're not going to, it won't be 20%. It'll be significant. They're going to fix it. Whatever that delta is, whatever that difference is between the cost to produce And what we're taking in, they're going to move it up right then and there and probably go exceed it so we don't fall right back into that trap again. So we're looking well above 50% rate increase. So I'm just talking about and preparing you, but I just wanted to make sure everyone understood that, this is serious. Again, we need to figure it out. I am not going to introduce a rate increase. And I hope that we can collectively come up with a different course of action to face the inevitable. Because if the state steps in, it's inevitable that we are going to have a significant rate increase. I yield.
I'd like to add to what Mr. Champagne has said. We are planning on looking at waste and fraud. So we will be saving money as we find the problems. But we all received a letter or a packet from the state, a legal packet from the state, saying that we are personally responsible for this problem. And if we cannot solve the problem, then we are at risk of having the state take over our water system, and then we will have no control on what we are charged. And that's what we're trying to avoid, because the prices could go 2 to 3 times what we're paying right now, just so that they have a surplus. So I just wanted to add that. Thank you.
Mitch?
Yes, Brian, I think I'm going to be the teacher at that water training because I know so much about water in this parish for the past 2.5 years. I'm going to be able to teach them something. So that's all I had to say. But, water, right now we're giving free water. As a parish, we're giving free water, because we're not, and we have to be mindful of that for everyone and look, I'm not a fan of raising rates at all. But right now, I don't know of any other parish in the state that gives free water. Unless it's an emergency and you're going to the back of a truck to get it. But when it's piped to you, we giving away $3 million worth of free water right now. We're going to be giving away. So I yield.
Well, I wouldn't say that we're giving away free water for those people who pay that bill. You might not, they see it as not free because they're struggling to make ends meet. So I wouldn't say it's free water. I think that we have to come back and look at increasing it. But before we talk about doing that, I still don't know if anybody ever told us there's like 25% of water unaccountable for or whatever amount. I don't know if we ever figured all those things out. And I just think that we got to do that. I think we still got to look at the fact people water pressure and all those kind of things happen to. We got to resolve those kind of issues before we could just say increase. And I just think we need to have some serious community meetings with community people to let them know. I told people at some point it's going to have to go up, but I would not want to say that we're giving you free because we're not helping our cause. Because I know I'm struggling to make the payment, and if I miss my water go off, I got to pay additional connecting fee for people who struggling for hands and feet. They don't see this as free. So I just hope we can move that language from the conversation, especially if we need the voters to vote on stuff. I would say we got to start with that. And then we got to look at where the wasteful is. And I'm one person when I have any problem with telling the public we got to come up with more money. I don't even have a problem. And I probably had the poorest district. And I still wouldn't have no problem saying that, we have to pay more because it is a fact when we look around the state area, we probably paying the lowest than anybody else. Before you come, Mr. Hendrick, let me get Mr. Convich.
I agree with all of that. And I don't mind paying for water. But for me to vote on upping the price, I won't vote on it till I get water pressure for a year straight. And right now, I haven't made a week straight. And until that's fixed, I'm not voting to go up on it.
You got to get Ms. Hendry, or you just need to say it now? I don't want you to forget it. Go.
No, forget it. It could happen. Well, I know they were checking your water pressure, and it was at 50-something pounds almost every day, if I'm not mistaken.
No, Monday it was low. I could tell you every day.
Okay, I'm just telling you, you after the last meeting, you was complaining, and it was 52, 53 pounds. They were going there every day. You couldn't catch them because they were being sneaky.
They went to my house because the oyster sacks are still on the horse.
Okay, we get to Mr. Champagne and then get Mr. Hendry.
The last thing I'll add is, Councilman Cognovich, I agree with what you're saying, but if we have to pull from the maintenance and repair fund just to pay for the chemicals, we'll never fix anything, and that's what we're having to do. We have to pay for the cost of making water and consuming it so we can continue to repair and improve it. It's a chicken and the egg philosophy, and we've got to be able to maintain it. We're doing significant increases. I know, you know, Councilman Jursich talks about all the breaks because we have an old system. But I'll tell you, we are constantly replacing. I think Infomark is doing a great job. You call them, they're out there fixing it, and then it's not them. It's just we have an old system that requires a lot of repairs. But if our repair costs are consumed in paying for the water, we're never gonna get out of this hole. I yield.
Mr. Hendry?
Arthur Henry from Bell Chase. 9 of you guys are up there, but I'm coming straight from the public. We don't want a rate increase. You know, fix that problem where Nick said, all this free water coming around here, that could put some bucks here. Do your diligence, get that done. We always hear about the proposition that failed. Well, you guys play politics with that because you put it on the ballot when nothing was on the ballot. You was afraid to put it on the ballot when you had everybody going to the polls to vote. Put it on the ballot then. If it would have failed, well, it would have failed. But you played politics with that deal and you lost. But from the public point of view, we don't want a rate increase. Like I said earlier, a lot of people struggling. We always had that deal. We got the lowest rate in the state. So what? So what? Hey, people still can't afford things just because we got the lowest rates. None of you guys could afford to pay high water bills. Average guy out there struggling, man. They're struggling. Really consider that. Consider that.
Thank you, Mr. Champagne. Mr. Brock.
Clarence Block 156, Enos Campbell Lane. I took a note on this one. There's a possibility, you know, we paying the water bill. Can you put the water bill on a budget by itself? Because we got other things on the water bill when we pay the water bill. Mosquito control and sewage. Is that part of the problem? Or can we take that, will we be all right if we just pay water bill by itself?
And give you a bill for mosquito control in the same mail?
No, just water bill. I'm just looking for the water, but the mosquito. We ain't gonna on East Bank. You ain't gonna control the mosquitoes. That's all the crap. That's just a waste of time.
He's speaking as a totally individual, and I don't know if he had a drink before he came here, but that ain't happening.
That's what we paying other. If we got to pay, we got to go up on a water bill. I mean, we also going up on the sewage bill and mosquito control.
Not necessarily.
All that coming out of water control.
Let me get Dr. Guevara in here, please.
Yeah, I just want to clarify something. It was a tax renewal.
I remember that.
That came on the ballot. We didn't pick and choose when to put it. It was time to do that. It failed. We felt it failed because of a lack of understanding. Then we put it on the ballot, and it failed again. So that's how it went down. It was a renewal. And people didn't understand that. And I understand they didn't understand it. So we did it again, hoping that it would be something that the public would have a better idea of why it was on the ballot. And apparently, nobody showed up. So that's just it. That's history. We can hash it all you want, but that's just the way it went down. I yield.
Thank you. Mr. Brock, back to you.
All right. I heard the senator say that.
Hold on. You still want to talk to Mr. Hendry? Go on. Oh, I'm sorry.
So let me respond to Mr. Henry also.
Yeah.
On the first vote was in April, which was other stuff on the ballot. And then when it came back up for vote, we came back and put it on the ballot, I think a month later for the second time. But there's certain time restrictions and that's why it ended up on the December ballot. It wasn't intentional. It was the only time we could get it on the ballot and meet the state deadlines. So yes, it might have been a December election, but in order to get it a second chance before it expired, that was the only time we could do it. To your point is if we go up on water rate, water and sewer are always tied together. So that's going to go up, but your mosquito control fee goes to a different fund. It doesn't get tied together. So mosquito control is not going to go up with it. That will remain $7 or depends on what size meter. And garbage goes to the solid waste fund. So I don't think Mr. Champagne is talking about raising garbage rates. So that won't change either. The only thing that's going to change is your water and sewer. So I know it's all in one bill, but accounting purposes and what changes, only water and sewer will change because that's the only thing we're talking about here is the water and sewage fund. I don't have the fund in front of me, but that's the only thing that's operating at the deficit. Now, solid waste, in about 2 years, is going to be operating at a deficit too. But that's a story for a different time because we have enough in unassigned fund balance of solid waste. So does that answer your question on raising about the different bills and things?
That answers my question. I thought by just getting when we pay the water bill, we paying for the other things too. I thought by just separating it by itself.
It's only the water and sewer rates that will change.
All right. All right. Also, I said the senator talked about water treatment plants and towers are coming up. We can't get none of that money from that to pay water bills. That help pay not the water, not help us, not us to help pay our water bill. To help pay for the.
A lot of that is grants or state appropriation money that is for those particular projects. So we can't just take that money and spend it on water or just to cover water because then we're breaking the terms of the grant or the agreement with the state.
I got you.
I mean, and then we're in serious trouble.
Right. That's.
You good, Mr. Brock?
Yeah, I understand.
Thank you, Mr.
All right.
Kovich.
Yeah, Mr. Henry, you can't say we put it on ballots that nothing else is on because two other government entities that do that when that's the only thing on the ballot and the people vote for them every time. Because one just got a millage increase.
Okay. Next item, please. Let's end this. Next item.
F, District 7 update. 1, parish levy system. 2, water system. 3, alternatives to the diversion. Councilmember LaFrance.
Yes. 3 weeks ago at the council meeting, we spoke about the levee from West Farina Road to Myrtle Grove, and work was supposed to be started on it. Did the work start?
No, it has not started. We have the pre-construction meeting next week.
Okay. Did we sign a contract to someone?
Contract is signed, but we were waiting around to get the proper documentation from the contractor, which we have all in hand now.
You could tell us what the name of the contractor is?
Cabrera. Yeah.
Alvarado. The amount of that contract?
That I don't know.
We'll get it to you tomorrow.
All right. The scope of work.
I'll get that to you tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll get you a copy of the contract.
Okay.
The whole thing.
Okay, we also did, there was work to be done in Empire to jet clean where we could close the gate, the floodgate.
Work was done and it's already been completed.
It's completed.
NOV 14.
Okay, and I know we had did that before, right? How often do we have to do that?
Every time there's a high river.
Yeah. We have to exercise that gate frequently. That's why I'm working with CPRA right now to have NOV 13 and NOV 14 redone.
The work to be done?
No, the whole gate system to be redone.
Uh-huh. So you would say it was a fault in the design?
I think the Corps built that gate not taking into account how much silt is going to be caught.
Should have put jets.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And on the water system, I sent out an email asking for top priority projects that we need to be done for our water system. We had got a list of 7. Could you tell us who put this list together?
Ms. LaFrance, the list was put together by myself, Jonah, past president, Mr. Jeff DeMarco, and we had talked to an engineering firm, Cal Associates, that does all our water. So we tried to line some things out according to priorities.
And considering that the line, I was wondering why the line in Pope Sulphur had dropped all the way down to 7, knowing that we have so many clamps on that line. I was wondering why did it drop all the way down to 7?
Just because it hadn't been engineered. I found it out today. It has to go to engineering process first. And it has like number 3, it's been 100% design. So that's why it's at number 3. Number 7, is the 6 and 8 inch line that we're going to be replacing with a 6 inch line hasn't been engineered at all. And through emerging contaminant funds, Jeff can talk about it more. That line, hopefully, we can get that funded with the emergent contaminants funds from the state. We met with Connick, me, the past president. We went up there and met with them about, I think it's like a $40 million pot that we have to apply for, but I believe it's like 110 million jobs, $110 million that everybody else is applying for too. So we just in the running for it. You know, I believe that's going to be funded with that. Jeff will give you the more information about the funding part.
And we apply for it. That's a grant. We apply for it. Could you put the mics on?
Office of Community Development has some funds that we are applying for. It's very competitive, but we're being pretty aggressive on it. But yes, we are applying. And since this administration came in office, 2.5, 3 years ago, we were forced to focus on saltwater mitigation. So that kind of rearranged the priority list. The state was pushing for us to make priority those projects that would mitigate the salt water getting into our system. So that's what really has been driving these priority projects the last 2.5, 3 years. They don't every one of us, every council district has their priority projects, but the state's kind of forcing us to reprioritize our projects to mitigate the salt water, and that's really what the focus has been on. We may not agree with it, but that's what the focus has been on, to mitigate the salt water into our system.
I know over a couple of years ago we was thinking about buying some property around Naomi to build a new water plant. So that has been canceled.
Yes, sir. That's been pushed to the side. It was in our best interest to upgrade Belle Chase and do some projects that were able to push water all the way to Venice and to the East Bank from the Belle Chase area. That one's more protected. That's the most protected area as far as storms.
The farthest north water plant in the parish would be the plant on the East Bank. Am I correct?
If you want to look at a map and drop a pin in which one is farthest north, yeah, but I think the most protected from storm surge.
What are we planning on doing with the water plant on the East Bank, the north one? Are we going to upgrade that one?
I would love to upgrade all 5 of them. It's just funding.
So we still have plans that we're going to pipe water to the East Bank from underneath the river?
That is in our long-term plans, yes, sir. But everything is funding.
But it seems like we're putting a lot of eggs up in Belle Chase water plant. And if something was to happen that we will lose the Belle Chase water plant, God forgive us, we will be in some serious trouble.
But we'll never decommission any of the other facilities. Just like right now, we're pushing water on the West Bank. And Mr. Morgan, correct me if I'm wrong, we're pushing water from the Belle Chase facility all the way to Boothville, Venice. We're able to fill all of the water towers on the West Bank with the Belle Chase facility.
That is correct.
But we're still keeping the facilities in Boothville and the one in Port Sulphur. We continue to make water in those facilities just to keep them in compliance.
Where we at with the, y'all call it the Port Sulphur water plant. Where we at with the clarifier, the tank?
The tank, that I believe that's on the list. It's under design.
It's still under design?
Well, it's not, it's like finishing the design, but they have to get it stamped and approved by the state, so.
Okay. All right.
That wasn't even on our radar until we had a major failure. That was priority when it happened. So that one had to be moved up on the priority list for obvious reasons.
Okay. All right, I yield.
I'm shocked to see that East Bank is nowhere on the list.
Your mic not on, Ralph.
That the East Bank is not on the list, and I heard you said that it's long-term, and I thought it was really part of a priority. And so, so you don't think that the East Bank should be a priority, that we should not even make the list at all?
No, that list, the East Bank water lines is already in the process. They're already getting they're trying to get grants and funding. This list is primarily for what the parish has to pay for. From my understanding, this is not. We sat down that like Breakaway water lines and all that those lines have to be replaced. So that is on. But going under the river will eliminate a lot, like with your pressure problems at Point Lahash. That is a big project going under the river. So that's primarily just for the East Bank, the one that's going under the river.
So I'm just saying, when he showed me the list this morning, a priority, and I didn't see the East Bank on it, I just figured that still should be a priority.
Yeah.
And then I'm hearing him saying it's not a priority, it's long-term. So I'm trying to figure out which is true. Is it long-term as a priority?
I met with Junius, Linfield and Hunter earlier this week. I've got another list. I think it was like yesterday or Tuesday.
This is what, if I understand this, that we need funding for all of these items. All of this is like funding, and the one that we're going for the East Bank is the one we're trying to get grants and stuff. So that's my understanding.
These lists are a moving target too. Just like I told Nathan Junius, he showed up at the office on I think Monday or Tuesday, and Nathan Junius, he's with Linfield Hunter and Junius. He came in with a list, and I told him, well, heck, this list is already changed because some of the things, because we had a 1 to 5, a 6 to 10, and a 10 to 15 year process outlay, and we can see where some of the 10 to 15s have moved up to 1 and 5 and all. So I need to get that list to you guys and Patty, and I'll get that to y'all. If it won't be tomorrow, but I'll get that to get a list sent out to y'all by Monday.
Only thing I'm saying,
Yeah.
I just.
And look, I'm gonna tell you, the East Bank was on this list because there's water towers that we still need to do on the East Bank, and
I could only go about.
and we really do want to pursue that under the river line. And Mr. Mosoli, he's going to be contacting you. So that is a big project. That is a major project that we need to do. We also want to do an under the river crossing up towards the Dow Corps, and that's going to help the East Bank.
I just think the water line, Preston area and Breakway is so bad. And I'm just saying, I was shocked when I saw this list.
Yeah.
And these banks wasn't on there. And then hearing Jeff saying, well, no, it's long-term, not a priority. I'm just going by what was said.
We can make a priority list of water projects, probably 25 or 30 points. We have so many areas that we need to, that are priority to all of us. This is, I was asked for five projects. We could list 25 projects throughout the parish. We have that many priorities.
Okay.
Do Linfield and Hunter, aren't they the one who have our master plan? Didn't they do the master plan?
They're still working it.
I mean, we need to get our water system up and upgraded and get it ready. So I get a lot of complaints, and especially about, our grade of water because of our facility. We have an F, and at the same time now we're talking about we want to raise the rate for water, and I even get bombarded at church, so. I mean,
use holy water.
Use holy water. That's free water.
That's free water.
That's free water. But anyway,
thank you, Mr.
we need to just start chopping each project one by one. We bite the bullet. We got to start from somewhere and start moving.
Mr. Chairman, y'all went straight from parish levee system straight into water system, and I wanted to say something about the levees. I heard that at one of the town hall meetings that the levee on the East Bank District 1 is 15 foot high, and that is the area, that's the height that qualified to being a safe levee, and that levee, but we don't meet some other qualifications, and they couldn't tell me what the other qualifications. They said if it's 15 feet high, we actually could build our homes on the land. So is that true or not? But I wanted to ask.
I could tell you I got a 21-foot levee and I still got to go up 15 feet.
Okay, so in other words, they're saying if you might be that height or higher, but you don't meet some other qualifications, I want to know what are those other qualifications for if we got the right height. If you go down to Mississippi and go down to Florida, there is no levees, and they don't have to elevate. I don't think they do. Say that.
They have to elevate.
And they do.
Still, I got a 21-foot levee. I got to elevate. They don't have a levee.
They don't have a levee.
They don't have to go over what I go over.
Right. So if anybody get a chance, find out what are the other qualifications that we need and District 9 need, because we got 20-foot levees.
All right. So
Thanks.
anyway, I would say this, Mr. Bronx, we're going to take the levy up, but we really got to move on. I didn't say nothing levy because we got something coming on the levy that I think will qualify, but we need to move on. LaFrance, you had alternative to the version. You answered that. You
No, Senator Connick took care.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If you take a look on the list that he gave you, you can see that was that core diversion.
If anything else on our agenda?
No adjournment.
Yeah. Oh, that's Robbins. Yes, she's back. Good.
Adjournment.
So can I get a motion for adjournment? Second. Open the machine up. Ms. Champagne?
Ms.
Patty.
Patty.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yes, I did.